Welcome back, everybody, to Tabletop Notch, Chapter 76 of A Peek Beneath the Veil. We left off last time with a little bit of some intrigue on both ends. We've got Shay showing up to speak with Graven and Beezaura.
Shay.
Well, we didn't. She didn't answer yet.
She responded to your saying.
Spoilers.
Yeah, you're about to find out real fast.
So I guess
Their first line's gonna go, "Yes, that's me."
Or
and then on the
line
other
will
end,
be running out the door.
right.
recruited for a little midnight mission in the woods. Oh, that is a tooty little toot going on.
That's a lot of recorder.
Recorder players coming with us, guys.
The window's open.
It's not National
yes,
Recorder Day,
exactly.
so.
But before we jump in, as usual, any announcements, things people want to say?
Depending on if Twitch is working or not, there should be some follower emotes in the chat.
Maybe.
But if not, we'll get it for you next
Maybe.
time. But there might be.
I like
So
that you're promoting it, even though you're pretty sure it doesn't work. No,
I worked really hard on that.
well, they'll be there.
Maybe
Later.
it's just mobile.
Maybe it's just mobile.
It could be.
Yes.
Anything else? Yay, emotes. Podcasts, where all podcasts are
Podcasts are
found.
where all podcasts are found every Tuesday morning.
Great. Check it out. It's a good way to catch up.
There's
Listen to
a
it.
new intro.
Yes, Erland has
Ah,
his own
yes.
intro.
New
Very
intro, we
good.
love.
You got sick of the same two intros.
Yeah, I just got sick of hearing the same ones.
Can I start doing NPC ones?
Only Matt may do
Okay,
NPC
fine.
ones. Steve is coming up next.
He can do his NPC. What was his name?
Oh,
Andrew.
Andrew and
Andrew.
Yelena.
Yelena.
Yeah, maybe not.
Hi, this is Andrew.
This is Yelena.
We'll be in like the outback forest somewhere.
Oh, God.
Yes, and it is daylight savings last night today. So if you think we're coming in late, you were just an hour early. And so it's also Hot Summer Remembrance Day, which I personally am feeling that. I put on a scarf. It's not fun, so I'm trying to remember that hot summer. And you know what? While you're sitting here, grab a hot dog, some peanut butter cups or something, because it's National Fat Rich Foods Day.
Oh.
So feel free. No one's
connection
judging.
between hot dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? Just help a friend, because it's Help a Friend Day.
Oh,
That's it.
That's nice.
We'll end on a good
Help a
note.
friend
I'll
not
honor that
die,
one.
maybe.
It's a good idea. Let's help some friends.
Let's not die.
Yeah, let's help some
I
friends.
don't
Going
wanna
to
die.
be fine.
Craven and I seem to be doing really great at.
Say that.
I'm just saying,
All right,
we're getting
everybody.
along fine.
When we come back, we'll do the recap as usual. Were you about to-
No, I'm stressed.
you're just-
That's I'm going to be a
okay.
gate for the next 3.5 hours.
Lots of
But first, let's throw it over to the intro. We'll see you on the other side.
Oh.
Here we go.
Roll 'em. All right, everybody. In Chapter 75, Cabins, Dens, and Loose Ends, a rousing game of Monster in the Middle put some extra coin in Orba's pocket to cap off an eventful day of self-discovery. It was a bit of fun that distracted from a few of the larger looming issues, some of which our wizard was still unwilling to elaborate on just yet, having not fully processed their significance herself. Not long after, a late dinner at the bar was interrupted by a timid dwarf who implored Safira to turn herself in to the Broken Crown offices over in Wamparani Na.
Oh, yeah.
Though despite having her portrait didn't seem to imply that the warrant was for some kind of crime or arrest. Our connections to the Broken Crown at this point were varied, so there was a number of possibilities for why they'd want to make contact, but it would have to wait. as our schedule for tomorrow was as full as we could currently handle. With the crowd thinning out, it seemed time to retire for the evening. But the elves stayed up for one last drink, as Erland reflected on where he'd come from and how his and Orba's paths might not be as similar as he once thought. It was a sobering discussion, but the alcohol had the opposite effect. And after one drink too many, it was as good a time as any to get some rest. Returning to all hands on deck, after stops at the Cleaver residence and the militia reserves, Graven found the tavern in full swing, though his attention was immediately drawn to the Goliath seated alone at a table. The man was mourning the passing of a friend, Christopher Chauncey, who had worked with him at the Tallports keeping records, and who was identified as one of the 3 victims in Thorsten Ramaker's murder mystery. A relevant piece of information came up when we discovered that Christopher had been adjusting the books to avoid taxes on imports, pointing to some under-the-table involvement that may have been related to his death. That, combined with learning of Christopher's affection for his crossbow, further convinced us there was something suspicious afoot, though it was hard to make any definitive conclusions just yet. It was at that point that Beezaura returned from her trip down memory lane, and while Mohan had generously offered to let us spend the evening at his coastal cottage, there was still some digging left to do in the city proper. As we'd soon learn, Mr. Hatchet had no problem price gouging any customers that he knew wanted information rather than a narcotic escape. So Graven proposed an evening stroll over to the Microl Den, at the southwestern end of town.
So stupid.
It was an eerie scene, with paralyzed addicts lining the walls, but the stillness gave us a chance to look around unhindered for any clues. When we'd exhausted our search, we had the thought to ask one of the Microl users some questions after they woke from their stupor, though the more intriguing option came when we heard a clinking inside, as to who we presumed was the owner of the building had come to take out the garbage. The opportunity to ask her about the murdered Tiefling invigorated us. Yet on the other side of Navikapura, it wasn't intrigue that kept us awake, but a knock at the door of our room at the Rupa Alehouse. Conflicted about soliciting our aid, the Rudhiran elf Jan Yol had heard of our arrival and offered an opportunity to clear the debt that we had promised to Sketskier some time ago. Just outside of town, some Rudhirans were squatting in an abandoned cabin to house their sick and injured, but wandering bandits of Cruxia had forced them out, keeping one wounded elf as a hostage to discourage retaliation. It wasn't a great time for a fight, as the Steederway skirmish from this morning combined with Orba's Reaper trials had left us rather depleted. But Erland seemed determined to help, and we didn't want to send a drunk friend out alone. Hoping that the cool evening air would clear Erland's head in time to create a cohesive plan of attack, we started the long walk toward the western bridge and wondered. With only half of our group and less than half of our hit points, would a direct assault on the cabin be a feasible approach? What clue were we missing that would start to bring together the picture of the Wampiranina murders into focus? And the next time we ask Hatchet for some Microl, are we going to have to just hand over Beezaura's entire coin purse?
Oh my god.
We find out now on chapter 76 of A Peek Beneath the Veil.
Hell no.
I'm going to apologize. I forgot to adjust this if this makes a loud noise.
Oh, so
There it
annoying.
goes. Different. There we go. Okay.
Nailed it.
Yes. I saw that out of the corner of my eye and it was driving me crazy.
You drive me crazy.
You lock eyes with the woman across the room from you. A full-bodied tiefling with pursed lips looking disapprovingly down her nose. And she takes stock of the entire picture. People she doesn't know, fully conscious, carrying weapons, armored, and entering through the back door. Quickly she unbuttons her jacket that she has on over a pristine white tunic, and it falls down to the sides to reveal that strapped to her ribs in a concealed manner is a meat cleaver in a leather sheath with the handle kind of pointing out for easy access. She doesn't reach for it, but she makes a point of you knowing that it's there as she kind of allows the jacket to just drape gently so you can see the handle sticking out. You are not crawling, and you're not a friend of mine, which means you must be here for mischief, and I do not tolerate mischief at my shelter.
We may not be friends of yours, but we do have friends, and they would miss us if we don't turn up later.
Not my problem.
We're not,
What are you doing here?
What do you know about the death that happened here 10 days ago?
Why?
Because I'm looking into it.
We're not here for mischief.
I would love for this to not concern your pristine place of business here, but it does. And unless you want me to spread the word to Hatchet and others that this is a place where people die, then just help.
Make an intimidation check.
Intimidation. 16.
It was only theorized that she came from here. There is no definitive proof of that. But I can tell you what I told Mr. Ramaker, which I had no reason to lie to. Her name was Carlotta, and I would see her here on occasion. I don't think she lived within the city limits, and word got around that she was a pretty good pickpocket. And I warned her when she first came here months ago that if she ever did any of her picking of pockets on my property, she wouldn't be welcome back.
Does it not disturb you that there is a chance that she was murdered here?
It does. I do not tolerate violence on my property.
Did you see the body?
No, but I know what she looks like. As I said, I've seen her before. From what I understand, it washed up over near Reciprocity, so I didn't see it when they pulled it out of the water.
Yes. And the fact that there was a broken micro vial in her mouth when she was found.
And? What is that to me?
It means that this is a place where people might be in danger.
There are people here all hours of all days, and no one reported any violence inside the house, and what happens outside the house is not my business or concern.
Who was here when it happened?
There must have been 20 or more people here.
Do you keep a list?
Anyone that you
No.
know specifically.
You think I keep a list of micro addicts?
Who come in and out of your residence?
I provide this space as a service to the community. Better here than drooling on the forest floor or overdosing in their own home with no one to find them.
Out of sight, out of mind,
Not out of my sight and not out of my mind.
Well, obviously there are things out of your sight.
Are you ever here when this is happening?
When what is happening?
When there's people in your house?
She looks around.
Well-
There's people lining the walls.
And you've never seen anything go wrong?
Do you know of a single person that was here that day? One name.
Sure. Orvith, Dala, Iradia, Rom, Danzegi. I could go on.
Is there any other neighbors who would have heard something?
Neighbors to hear.
Yes.
Why don't you ask them?
Who lives next door?
His name is Mr. Fellows. I believe
When's the
he
last time
works-
you spoke to him?
I don't know. Yesterday, probably.
What does he do?
He works on the farms nearby.
And you didn't speak to him about this, I imagine.
I did
this
not.
incident.
Did you come from Mr. Ramaker? I assume that's why you're putzing about in my place.
Yes.
Well, did Mr. Ramaker follow up on these people in the surrounding area?
I will find out.
That sounds like a better plan than hassling me.
Did you hear anyone that was suspicious of her pickpocketing on them?
Plenty of people, but as I said, I do not tolerate that around here. I understand that she would hang around the deck, the general store, the docks, all places where a pickpocket might find a worthy mark. Mr. Franco apparently had a couple items go missing. He accused her, but had no evidence to back it up.
And no one else came here to investigate if she was murdered here?
As I said, Mr. Ramaker, Other than that, she didn't have a lot of friends.
Does she have family?
If they are, they're not here.
Was she ever jailed for her pickpocketing?
Not that I know.
What kind of things did she take, do you know?
Anything of value. Jewelry. Things from the ships if they were not being accounted for.
Has anything like this ever happened here before?
A murder?
Yes.
No.
Does that seem true?
Make an insight check. 18. Yes, it does.
Are you suspicious that she got murdered here?
Suspicious of what?
That it happened on your property?
People die sometimes. Microl is a very addictive substance. If they had a dispute over whose it was, or where it came from, or money, these are all possibilities, none of which are relevant to me.
Why take on this Good Samaritan role?
Mr. Hatchet and I have an arrangement.
And what is that?
For me to provide a space. Living customers are better than dead ones.
And what do you get out of it?
Money. And peace of mind.
Is he the only one that you deal with?
Yes. I don't know that everyone that comes here comes from him, but he's the only one that I associate with directly.
This has been mildly helpful.
I'm so glad to hear it. And if you come back, you'd better do so unarmed. Is that understood?
Sure.
Goodbye.
And she pulls the jacket and kind of buttons it. And she goes back to kind of picking up that large bag of bottles that she kind of ties a basket of bottles in there. She shuffles off. You can hear her kind of rattling in the other room. It seems like she took it to a different room.
Acting as though she's
Helping society.
helping people. She looks down on them at the same time. It's disgusting.
It's very strange. She seems to not be concerned at all that this might have happened here.
It seems like she barely believes it. But if this truly is the first time that anything like this has happened, there's addicts. Yes, things happen.
You think Hatchet would know anything about it?
I think there's a filthy good chance, yes.
Well,
All right. Would you put up 30 gold to my 20, and we try to push the issue and say, listen, here's
50 gold.
take it or leave it.
I do it.
All right. Otherwise, we could.
Go in circles all day.
No, we could stand right here and wait for somebody to show up with a microl and pay them for the stupid stuff at rate.
That's true, but wasn't it to get information from
Yeah,
him?
exactly. That's what I'm saying. We'll give him a little more than he's at than the original ask, but not as much as he was.
You're saying
last
50
time.
per, not 50 total.
I am saying 50 total.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
50 total would be less than even the
lot
cheap
less
price
than
previously.
what he was asking. It's like a third
Are
of
you
what
sure?
he was asking, yeah.
The medium stuff, original price was like 35 gold, I think. And then you bumped that way up the second time you talked to him.
I went back. It was 10.
For the medium stuff?
Yeah, it was 310 and 135.
You can negotiate with him, I'll tell you.
Okay.
I'll allow you to negotiate.
Okay. All right, we'll think about the price. We'll think about the exact number. What time is it at this point?
Past midnight. 12:30.
Brother.
One last try.
Oh my god.
We're gonna go back to
Oh my
him.
god.
Okay.
Get this over with. Back to the deck.
Let's go.
Oh, but I do want to stop at Reciprocity again and see if Senka is there.
Okay.
They said she would be right back. head towards towards the
Walk
deck.
your way out. You sort of,
Yeah,
again,
right.
sort of looking at all the people kind of glassy-eyed, leaning up against the wall as you kind of tip your way out. And as you're kind of getting up to the door, you can see her in another room kind of with the basket of bottles kind of...
And I'm just gonna wait.
She goes back to you guys go inside. And you start to wander back along that kind of row of houses. You follow it along the river, east this time. Approaching civilization instead of retreating from it. But before you reach the bridge, you once again pass by Reciprocity. It's on your way. Your candles sparkling against the water of the fountain. Warm light emanating from at least 2 or 3 of the doors lining the courtyard. Somebody home, perhaps. The beauty of the setting once again draws your eye. Candles and the water. In doing so, it kind of brings your gaze, the whole sort of almost like one candle in the center, the way it sparkles off the water, really draws the eye to it. And your gaze follows this sort of shimmering light to a folded piece of paper sitting on the lip of the fountain, kind of up in a little V shape, almost like a little card, like a place card. One that you're fairly sure was not there when you passed by a moment ago.
I'm gonna reach over and take it.
Subtly, or?
No. Just pick it up.
You open up the note. This is how you ask questions? Prodding my staff in the middle of the night during prime working hours? Show some fucking professionalism. Squawking about dead bodies washing up nearby does not help sell Reciprocity's reputation as a place of fantasy free of worry. It's bad enough to have that disgusting microl den just a few paces upriver. You want to talk? Come to me during the day and I'll tell you what I know, which is not much, as I already informed Mr. Ramaker. S.U.
Well, she certainly can be pretty strict.
Everybody wants something and nobody wants to give anything up.
That is true. And
Well, I suppose we'll ask Hatchet quietly.
yes. And if we come back to her tomorrow, I should probably have some sort of information to share with her. A lead or some sort. On my end as well.
If you want to make something up, sure. If we can't get anything out of Hatchet, but
All right,
fine.
let's go.
Heading back in the direction of
The
all
deck.
hands on deck.
Yeah.
She's scary. I was like, good going.
Big finger.
You follow Yan Yol through the streets of Nung, leaving the courtyard of the Upa Ale House. And you notice he makes a marked effort to kind of avoid the most well-lit areas. Some of the buildings and houses still have like lanterns on the exterior. He kind of sticks to the shadows, not like hoping to be seen by people necessarily. He leads you past a few houses and now in the direction of the bridge that crosses the Navika River. It's deja vu for Orba, though this time a departure from the path is going to mean heading kind of southwest instead of north. There's a moment here as you guys are kind of quietly moving across. He's not like sneaking, he's just like generally avoiding the light, sort of quietly, slowly making his way, leading you. He's a few paces ahead of you as he kind of walks quickly with you guys behind him.
I want to kind of look at Erland and... How are we doing?
The fresh air is nice. The fresh air is nice. I'll be all
Says
right.
the fresh air is nice.
I'll be all right. I'll be all right.
Okay, fuck's sake. So
I don't.
what?
Truthfully,
Yeah.
and I'll speak. We're speaking loud enough that Jan
If you
Yol's
want
fine
to,
to hear
yeah,
this.
if you
Yeah.
can, yeah, sure.
Truthfully,
Yeah.
I don't think that a negotiation is in anyone's best interest. If we offer them something, no matter what we offer them, we're not guaranteeing that they don't just take the cabin back.
The thought had occurred.
For
yes.
once, we have the element of surprise.
And
Yes, you're right, Erland. We have the element of surprise.
And you want to utilize that surprise.
Yes, we had the element of surprise once when we were in the mines, and we squandered it pretty significantly then.
Which one?
The when we were helping our friend in the mines. Don't say too much. In the mines.
Oh,
The strip mines with
pit.
the the.
I got you.
Yeah, well...
Yeah, we didn't do well on that one.
No, and that's because we lost the element of surprise.
If we are going in, we have to agree to some ground rules, yeah? Number one, if any of us, you are going to be the one to go in, right?
Closest, yes.
Yeah. We, nowhere near anyone, okay? Agree?
Okay.
We're going to stay back, and if we're going to do this properly, we're going to stay in cover.
Yes, that goes for you as well, Jan.
I don't want to be seen.
Exactly. So stay.
If they see me, they may use the hostage.
We want to
Exactly.
make like him and not be seen.
And you have a crossbow, you said, yes?
I have a bow.
A bow, perfect. So, all ranged attacks, stay behind trees, try and stay out of sight as much as you can, try and use cover.
And can we at least scout the area before?
Yes, I think that we should perhaps, you and I, scout for an hour, get a sense of how they switch off, who's inside, if they're awake, and that will also give them a little bit of time to rest. I know that time is sensitive, but we have to take an hour to do this carefully.
Give me a persuasion check with advantage. Well, straight roll because you're still Never mind, just regular roll.
We have to do this so carefully, Jan. What was it, persuasion? 4.
Negative.
When is it our turn to be happy?
I will go with you to scout. And I will wait if I can. But if we look in and see that my friend needs immediate assistance, we must strike.
If your friend needs immediate assistance, we need to rescue them.
I agree.
And I'm saying that I don't know if a rescue is possible without proper, adequate scouting. You remember the harvesting yard? The legend of us going into the harvesting yard and leaving? Do you know how that happened? A full day's worth of scouting.
We do not have a full day.
We do not have a full day,
No,
but
we're
we have
not
an
asking
hour.
for a full day. Look, if we go in and I see that he's dying, I'm gonna yell and we're gonna leave. So you want to give us the proper time to scout this out so that doesn't happen, right? Because otherwise your friend's gonna be fucked either way.
All right.
On that note, if someone yells Benji, we run, no questions asked.
Who is Benji?
An old friend.
It's just a code word.
So they don't
Just
know
means get the fuck
instantly
out.
we're retreating, so it provides some mystique around it.
Benji.
You want to leave him with a little mystique.
Well, just if we yell retreat, they'll go, oh, they're retreating, and if we yell Benji, they'll be at least confused momentarily.
Once the scouting is complete,
It's gonna be fine.
we can take a quick moment. I have a magical device that would allow us to at least initiate
the
harder
smoke.
in battle.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah, that's nice.
Yes.
It's this, it smells good too.
Fine.
Yeah.
Antitoxins. Does anyone... I have an antitoxin. Do you have an
Orba,
antitoxin?
Here.
No.
And I'm gonna kind of hand
Those
Orba.
kinds of things are at the cabin with our medical supplies, as I mentioned.
Right. Your friend who's being held hostage, are they a good fighter?
Yes, but they are injured. I would not count on them.
Even if they were to attain a weapon, they wouldn't be able to do much.
The last time I saw him, he could barely walk. Wield a weapon, perhaps, but only if they got close enough for him to swing.
Alright.
Take this.
What does it do?
Well, it would prevent you from getting
It's an
poisoned.
antitoxin.
Oh, okay. How long does it last?
An hour.
Okay. Thank you.
There's a chance these Cruxia bandits use curses and poisons, and so hopefully that will limit that.
I mean, hopefully we won't get hit. But... Are you sure you can scout? Or do you have to sit down
I'll
for
be
a minute?
fine.
Yeah,
I'll be
no.
fine.
Can you, just because I wasn't present for the initial meeting, are there any, access points, any moments of weakness within the cabin, just so we know and we have that in our arsenal if we need it?
There is only one door.
Okay.
There is a kind of storage shed attached to the cabin. I don't think that has a door leading into the cabin itself, but I've not been inside myself. I was not in charge of looking after the cabin.
Okay. And where last you were present, where were the medical supplies?
In one of the rooms, there are a couple bedrooms.
An upper floor?
No, one floor.
Okay.
And how close are the trees around the cabin?
Very close. There's a sort of small ridge, less than 10 feet high, sort of surrounds the cabin. It's in this little kind of bowl almost.
That's good.
I'm sorry, I was...
It's in a sort of
We've got
10
a vantage point, maybe.
We're going to be a little bit higher from the trees.
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
We'll be up looking down at the house a little.
And the door in the front is what sort of lock is it? Is it something that we could kick in if need be?
When we had the cabin, there was no lock.
All right, that's
There's
good.
a latch on the inside, not a real lock.
All right,
And the windows, are they open or is there glass?
Glass, there was curtains. I don't know if they will be drawn.
Could an archer post themselves behind a window?
From the inside?
and the
Yeah.
window's open.
Yes, they can open, yes.
No basement, I would imagine?
Not that I knew of, no.
Flat roof or slanted?
Slightly slanted. You could stand on it if you have firm legs.
I don't think we want to do that, but
Chimney?
No.
No chimney.
Okay.
There is a small stove inside, but it's right near a large window, so no need for a chimney.
are the supplies stored in the shed or within the cabin?
They were in the cabin with the wounded.
Okay, and were they gathered to one side if we needed to destroy a wall in order to gain access? Well, if there's no lock, I suppose it doesn't matter then.
Or just create some chaos.
Is there a side of the cabin we
is
could...
fairly solid. I kick in a wall, how?
A bomb, perhaps.
That would probably destroy the wall, yes.
Yes, but it
Would
might
that be a
also
problem
injure
for
the
the
hostage.
one night? Yes.
Well,
I would be afraid that you would hurt him. I can try and show you which room I had him in last. I don't
That's
know if he's
could
one
have
of the
changed
reasons that it would be
We're
good
going
for
to
us to scout.
hopefully
We want
scout.
to know where we can throw one of these bombs if
we need
we
to.
need to.
It seems like there are two possibilities that could make this dangerous, and we will know more after scouting, but it seems like either, if we pick off the scouts as best we can early on, it seems like either they could keep themselves in the cabin and sort of create some sort of stalemate, if you will, in which case we'll have to figure out a way in, or they storm out all at once and try and outnumber us or overpower us, which is why resting is important.
All right.
If they lock themselves in, we'll need to figure out a way of either kicking down the door, blowing open a wall.
Ideally, we don't kick down the door and send one of us in. We flush them out.
Exactly, that's ideal, but we can again sort that out through scouting. And
The
if
main door itself is on the other side from the bedrooms where we had supplies and the wounded. If you had to blow up the door, that would be the way to do
Alright.
it.
okay.
Good.
And if we have to blow up the door, and I'm gonna kind of go into my bag and like,
Sure.
I've got 2 of these.
Alright.
And they fit kind of in the palm of your hand. They're almost like grapefruit sized. Yeah.
Change the
I'm
icon.
gonna give them to you because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to toss them very well from as far away as I'm gonna be.
No, I assume that I will be in closest. I would like to stay, within
I would
40-ish
say
feet of you.
ideally don't use those.
Yes, for sure. I'd like to stay ideally within 40-ish feet of you, just in case, but it seems like if they run out, then I will do my best to try and slow them down using whatever means possible. I know that the wizard has some spells that can slow people down, and we pick off one at a time. Whoever we start attacking first, we take that one out first, and we move from one to the other, focusing all of our attacks, if possible.
Yes.
Understood?
Yes.
Alright.
But the idea is if we can get them down and get them down quickly, we can get them down before they alert their friends.
Yes, especially with the scouts, hopefully.
Yeah. We'd have to be pretty lucky and pretty, can't miss, but,
Did you see any traps in the area last you were there?
Animal traps.
Any sort of traps, magical traps, animal traps, anything set up by the...
We didn't set any. I couldn't say for certain that they didn't.
You wouldn't know if any of them are magic users. We shouldn't be worried about some kind of alarm spell or something.
Minor magical users,
Yeah,
as I
crooks,
said.
yeah, hard wizards.
Curses.
Right.
Alright, let's just, as
we
we
need
get...
to be on the lookout for traps
As we get closer, let's just be careful and be aware if they're going to be...
We should assume they've covered their bases.
If we manage to get the first person who's on watch or whoever, you run in and drag the body away? Is that the plan?
I think that's not a bad idea, because ideally what we have happen is their guys disappear, so they start coming out maybe one at a time.
Otherwise, they open the door and immediately know something's
That's smart.
wrong.
If we're able to get the first one down quickly, I'll try and drag the body away, hide it,
Hide the bodies.
so that the next scout comes out and
maybe we can
thinks
do
he's
this
taking a piss in the woods or something.
nice and slowly.
A good plan?
Yes, this is a good plan.
All right, slap me in the face, quick.
Can I do it?
I'm not going to do
Someone
that.
slap me in the face.
Give me a attack roll with advantage.
Okay, slap me in the
Orba
face.
does no damage.
Advantage? I know.
Yeah,
I'm the
just do
safest
damage,
one.
yeah.
It's 11.
With your strength modifier.
10.
10.
That doesn't hit.
Well, I guess you're also letting her hit. I was mainly doing for like the strength of the slap. Gives you a good smack. Give me a constitution
I thought
save.
she missed.
Come on, Constitution save. 13.
13. Probably need to wait a little longer.
Do you need it again?
In an hour.
Can I do it?
Yes, you can slap me in an hour.
Thank you.
Set a timer.
You do 0 damage, right?
You
Yes.
go now.
Yes. Carefully and quietly.
He starts to move.
As he's telling us this stuff, does it seem like he's intentionally withholding information?
Give me an insight check.
Or altering information, I would say?
With disadvantage?
It is with disadvantage.
Are my constitution saves with disadvantage as well?
No, because those are in direct opposition to the
Well, both of those are pretty terrible.
Yeah.
7. Yeah. I mean, hard to tell. I mean, he seemed pretty honest with you as far as you
Okay.
can tell, but you didn't pick up at
I
any
thought you got all
particular
the bad
parts.
juju out.
Nah. Maybe.
So he leads you past the bridge, cross over, kind of quiet, thumping footsteps as you hear the water rushing underneath you. He leads you into the kind of thickest nearby portion of the woods. Let me bring up the map. You're only gonna be able to see a small part of it. But... So he leads you kind of. If I can bring this down.
Where the
Leads you
text is.
over the bridge and then immediately down into the thicker part of the woods here.
Great.
That's some brush.
Is this happening like roughly concurrently? Is this like
pretty dark
12:30
down
as
there.
well, or is
Yeah,
it
it's
like...
about midnight. Yep.
Okay, that's not too bad actually.
And the trees here are very tall. The branches are high on the trunks, so they stand kind of like these wooden pillars holding up the canopy above you. And without the kind of foliage to obscure your vision, you imagine you could actually see quite far in the daytime. But for now, your ability to see is limited by your dark vision, which you also know that Yanyul has as a full-blood elf. The space between the trees is wide enough to kind of notice very soon after walking into these woods, maybe 5-10 minutes, a very faint flickering light coming from far in the distance, and you see Yanyul kind of hold out a hand. That might be coming from the cabin. Is this where you wish to rest?
Yes.
All right.
Wait here. You come with me.
Yes.
Goes with her. So are you guys sort of just sitting down, taking a breather?
Yeah.
Is there anything particular you're doing?
I'm sitting down and taking a breather and rolling my hit dice.
Great, yes. Do that.
Hit dice so well.
You roll the hit dice. And you can roll them one at a time. As always,
Where are the
usual.
D10s?
And add your constitution modifier to each roll.
D10s are those ones.
These ones?
Yeah.
I understand. I have a plan.
Okay.
Everything's going. It's all part of it.
And
How many
add,
hit dice do you have?
I have 4.
Alright, so add it first.
add your constitution modifier to it as well, the roll.
Okay. You're the...
And Orba, you've already done your hit dice.
Oh, they're
from-
gone,
from the
baby.
previous one, yeah. But you get back Arcane Recovery for your spell slots. Right, for the short rest?
I get back Arcane Recovery after a short rest?
No, I mean, you can use Arcane
Oh, I already
Recovery.
did that.
You did that already.
At the,
Got it.
at the house. At the house?
I can't heal
I
past
see.
my highest
Hell
HP.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Can I get
I'll
just
be
2 extra HP points? Just for this one.
Just for the...
Short rest, I will
Just because he's
get
drunk.
Do you not have any do you not have
Can I
any
get some pity HP?
hit dice?
I don't, but
It's all. Yeah.
Before we leave.
well,
You've already
I
left.
can't
Oh,
heal.
You're
Yes.
coming back
we'll
to-
come in.
you're
Great,
coming
great, I
back.
see. Okay, right.
Guys, we're fine.
Yanyul approaches very slowly, and that faint flickering, you can tell again because of the lack of kind of foliage and ferns on the ground. That flickering that you saw from very far away, you walk for a while and it stays like just in the distance. It seems like you can see it from a very far distance because of these kind of large gaps between the trees. You guys are walking for a little bit quietly and slowly until finally the flickering starts to seem like it's getting a little closer. Give me a stealth check that would be with advantage. He's rolling with advantage. You're going to do a straight
Oh my god. I didn't even think about the fact that we're still drunk.
Thank God. Natural 20.
Oh, wow.
And Yanyo's kind of working his way forward, and at one point, he even stops, and because you're moving so quietly, he like turns around to check to make sure that you're still there, and you're like right over his shoulder.
Because I'm a little drunk, I'm gonna give him a wink.
Oh my god.
Oh,
And the two of you continue forward. You guys
hardly the time.
get closer, and closer, and closer. You're going to grab.
No!
You give me 2 bombs, yeah?
Better.
Yeah, I gave you 2 bombs. 2 small bombs.
Better time.
2 wee bombs.
It's so cute.
The house.
This is. Have it there.
Guys, come here.
So it's a little hard to see the ridge itself just because it's dark, but you can see this kind of bluish ridge there, and it goes all the way around the house.
So that's 10 feet down.
Yeah,
there?
so this is 10 feet above this. This
Is
is
it
10
traversable? Like, is it a slower slope? It looks
It's
pretty...
traversable. It takes a little. It's a little. I mean, it's not like perfectly vertical.
Yeah, you're
it's
not
on a
like
slope.
climbing.
No, it's on like a steep slope. To slopes down into this little recessed area where the cabin is, and you can see that the flickering light is coming from a lit outdoor kind of fire pit that seems to be outside the house itself, and there does appear to be light in the windows
Okay.
of the cabin itself.
And what is this stuff? And what
Even
is
below
this?
this up.
Yeah.
Say that again.
What is this? All right. What is this area and what is this area?
That it looks like that isn't full. It looks like maybe a well that was dried up.
Okay.
It's totally dried up. There's no water inside there. There
Is it
is
something
some,
that someone could fall into, conceivably?
possibly yes. And there is some kind of carts here, like abandoned, decaying. It looks like they're very old. It doesn't look like they were either the Rudhirans or the Cruxias because they're like mossed over, cracked, like these carts and boxes.
Oh, they're very old.
Yes, like they were there before the Rudhirans maybe even found this place. Very
Okay, and is there something back? That's the
That is
shed?
the storage shed, yes, that you are not sure if that has an access point to the house, but there's another door and that is unlit as far as you can tell. No light
So
coming
one
in.
door here,
This is the main door right there.
right there, and one door right there.
Yep. So kind of gets up, and you guys are off this direction, kind of up here on the ridge still, but you're off the map. You're further enough away that you wouldn't be on it.
Excellent.
You guys take a look a little closer. You get kind of, again, sort of off the map, but still getting a little closer, just sort of on the ridge, darting between these kind of trees that have large enough tree trunks. They're not huge, but big enough that you can kind of quickly dart to each one. And you get up a little closer. Give me a perception check.
Oh my god.
With disadvantage.
No. No. We know nothing.
Perception? 5.
5. The only thing you notice off the bat is that seated at the outdoor fire pit is one person. And the person's wearing some of the attire that, again, we'll lump this in with last episode, your sort of knowledge of the Cruxie, which is a sort of passing knowledge. You're aware of their existence because they exist on other continents. You see a couple of their sort of trademark looks. One of which is they have very long hair that goes like past, all the way down past their waist. They never cut their hair. That's like part of their cultural thing. So they have these sort of long braided hair that falls all the way down. Kind of just lightly pointed leather shoulder pads that are kind of just like a symbol of their craftsmanship that they use. And they also have, it's always very difficult to tell a Cruxia's age. Their skin always looks kind of wrinkled and sort of weathered because the dark arts, the curses that they kind of dabble in actually saps sort of energy and strength from them. So a younger Cruxia who's used a lot of curses and, might look much older than they actually are. So they might be sort of, yeah. So he has kind of weathered skin. You can see the fire kind of flickering off his face a little bit, the weathered skin.
Can I see what kind of weapon he has?
We'll lump that up in the perception check, and you don't see a weapon, so it might be nearby, but you don't see one.
And human or elf?
The Cruxia are mostly humans.
Mostly human.
Yes.
And so how far would someone without dark vision be able to see in this?
With the fire roaring 60-ish feet, I think it's probably similar to...
But if we're coming in from, like, over here...
We'll say here, we'll say it's about bright light to about... we'll say it's similar to the light cantrip. So bright light to about 20 feet out, and dim light for an additional 40 after that. Yeah, so 60. And then they might notice some movement on the periphery of
Okay.
that.
And is this ridge that we're over at here 60 feet away from the fire?
You guys are over here.
Oh, we're over there.
And each block on this map is 10 feet, just
Okay,
so
cool.
you're aware.
Oh, great.
Oh, it's 10 feet?
Yes.
Oh,
Yep.
gotcha.
On this map, 10 feet per block.
Great. So we would currently be likely out of sight.
Oh, yeah, you guys are, I mean,
Great.
If he's at the fire, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. We'll
Great.
say you're 150 feet away, probably 100.
Great. And just so I'm confirming here, there are trees. That is a single tree.
Yep,
That's a
big
single tree.
Yep, right here, right
That's
here.
a big
right
tree,
here,
big
yep.
tree.
And we can say that, like, you don't have to, like, work around it. Like, you could be here, because that's showing the top of the
Yeah,
tree.
yeah,
The tree
yeah.
itself, the trunk isn't that big. Yeah.
But in terms of being in contact with the tree, is like being anywhere sort of
anywhere in the middle
bloom.
portion of
Great.
the tree, yes.
Cool.
You'd be able to touch it and use an ability.
Cool.
What do you see?
Not much, just one guard at the fire. Can't see anything inside.
It's hard to see through the windows. Most of them have curtains drawn.
Okay, can you tell if the bandit at the fire has a weapon on him?
No. I was like, it was funny when I rolled it, but there was no way for me to
Definitely don't know that. Don't know that at all.
The guy laughs.
might have a small blade on his waist or something, but I don't see something on him.
Alright. Were you in the fight with them initially when they took the cabin?
Yes, I at least had rudimentary swords, bows.
And the magic they use, is it tied to an object? Is it tied to projectiles? Just sort of comes from them?
Yes, it just comes from them. They draw the power from themselves.
Alright, range? Do you remember if they had ranged curses?
Bows, the curses they can cast from a distance, though not very far. 20, 30 feet.
Alright. And they're all capable of curses?
I wouldn't know how to identify which ones can and which ones can't.
Alright, we wait to see if we see any movement inside. Do you know if there are any other windows on the side of the cabin?
There are. He describes them, so there's a window here that goes into maybe that room he was talking about where they were keeping the sick or wounded, and then he describes another window on this side, and this is the door. No, this is a window also. So this is a door, window, window, window.
And so this window is drawn?
Drawn.
The
the
curtains are
curtains,
drawn?
yes.
Sorry.
Yep.
Alright, let's make our way.
Yes, I did.
It's a real window. It's
I
not
did
just drawn
draw
out.
that.
Yeah,
It's a drawn. Uh-huh.
Wait a minute.
Oh my god!
It's not
Mix
real.
it up.
The cabin falls.
Josco! Alright, I'll sort of point. Let's walk around to this side let's sneak around to this side and see if the curtains are drawn over there.
Yes. Starts to move.
Keeping our distance.
Since you guys are keeping a distance with advantage, but with
Rego.
Oh my god.
16.
Quietly kind of keeping an eye on the guy to make sure that none of your sort of shadowed movement in the distance catches his attention. You keep an eye on the fire and you rotate. So you're kind of moving down a little bit as you get over here and then back up again.
So there's like the path.
Yeah, there's like a
there.
little dip
Yeah.
and then you go back up to the ridge on the other side and you guys kind of work your way over there. And so now you guys are probably to be able to get close enough to view... let me just get another token for him. To get close enough to maybe view the window itself. This guy's you guys are now probably back here, kind of at this tree, working your way around. So still, that's
Still
still
in
100,
darkness,
5, 10, 15, or sorry, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Yeah, you're still 100 feet or more away from the fire as you guys are moving that way. So you're trying to get a look at this window here?
Yeah.
Great. So you guys scoot along the border. And as you get to that backside, you do notice that the trees thicken quite a bit. Like they get much closer. This area was open possibly by the people who originally built the cabin. They raised a few of the trees to make space. But as you get there, the trees get much, much thicker between them. You guys get a look over. Give me a perception check with disadvantage. And he's going to make noise.
9.
9. You can't see much, but he touches you on the shoulder and he points. There is a gap between the curtains. Hard to see from here. If one of us got very close, you might be able to look through.
How are you at sneaking?
Good. But if I am seen, that blows the whole plan.
Then leave it.
Very well. Anything else you want to do while you're kind of scouting around here?
Let's keeping our distance, maybe even more than we did the first time. Let's get ourselves to a point where we can see the front door and the guy to sort of see
you
if
guys are kind of just off the map.
if in the next, basically taking up an entire hour, seeing if anyone moves, if anything opens, if anyone opens a window.
Give me first. Give me a Constitution saving throw, and you are waiting, letting the air kind of wake you up. 6. Once again, sort of time passes, and you're just continually trying to shake off the effects, but you can tell just in the back of your head that it's just a little bit sort of hovering over you, unable to get the full scope of your senses. And make a now with disadvantage perception check as you guys are watching the fire.
10.
10. Okay. So about 20 minutes goes by when the front door opens. And another person kind of pokes their head out, and they don't kind of look around, they immediately look over toward the fire. In fact, let's actually get...
Dudes!
Here's a person
He puts
here.
like 17
He's like a clown car, 30 people walk out.
Just come out in a brigade.
Benji.
Yeah, just
Someone
we just
pokes their head
hear
out
from
the
where you're
front
scouting.
door
Benji,
there.
forget it.
Can we see if this guy has a specific weapon?
We'll lump that in with your perception check and say that no, he doesn't have, like, again, he could have a small something on his waist, but it's hard to tell. He has like a large coat.
Okay, but we're not so I would know that, like, in order to hit someone from as far as Safira can, you would need a significant bow.
Yeah, you need a bow to do that.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Or a heavy crossbow.
Yeah.
But yes, you don't see them carrying anything of that nature.
Cool.
So he kind of pokes his head out and he moves around to the edge of the house and he kind of looks around and he gives him a little wave, and the guy at the fire who's kind of sitting there, he's kind of in his own world, kind of looks up for a moment, gives him a little high sign, and it looks like the guy produces something kind of from under his arm that looks like it might be some dried meats or something. He comes over, sort of lays it on a thing, and you can see the guy kind of thank him, and he goes back inside. So the same guy, he doesn't relieve him, but he goes back inside, just closes the door.
8 o'clock.
I don't know how long their shifts would be.
No, it's hard to say, but we have to hope that no one comes out in the split second that we attack.
Yes. Where he is, there is a window leading into the house, but not the door. So there is some time. If a new person comes out, they have to walk around the corner to see.
Could we see from where we were before if that window had curtains?
That
as
window
well?
did have curtains.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Right. Do you have any way of extinguishing a fire of that size?
Could throw a cloak over it.
Because we all of us are able to see in the dark, and we could use that significantly to our advantage if we were to be able to extinguish that flame.
It's true. There is light inside the house, but yes. You mean before we attack or after?
No, let's say we take out the first person.
Yes.
Able to hide the body, perhaps extinguish the flame.
Yes, perhaps.
You be it ready to, extinguish the flame, and then assuming someone comes out to see.
I would rather not be the one who goes
No,
so
I will
close
extinguish.
to the
I will be
cabin.
the one going close. You again are staying back with the
Yes,
Tiefling.
yes. All right. You guys wait a little longer. A little more time passes. Give me another perception check with disadvantage.
He is strong.
Fucking 5.
Were you not in a frat at the Halls of Transmutation or anything?
I know,
bud?
come on.
Door opens again maybe 30 minutes later. So now it's been about 50 minutes. So it's getting close to when you guys need to head back to meet Safira and Orba. And the door opens one more time. And this guy is carrying, or not carrying, he clearly has a sheathed sword on him. That's like a larger sword. And he comes out. He seems to be buckling it kind of onto his belt as he's coming out. He's kind of groggy. You can see him kind of rubbing his eyes a little bit. And this guy comes out and relieves the man at the fire.
Okay. Does he seem to be wearing any armor that would be of like higher status than the guy?
No.
Like, given that he has a larger sword, does he seem to be a general of some sort?
Might just be a weapon preference. You don't notice any sort of...
It's not the sword that makes them.
yeah, indication.
sword.
They're wearing very
Status.
plain leather, but with
Great.
those sort of pointed shoulder pad armor. And the original bag goes inside. Still can't tell how long the shifts are.
Well, I suppose the good news is they just changed shifts.
Yes, that's true. We go now?
Has it been roughly an hour?
Yeah, it's been like
Great.
50 minutes, so yeah.
Great.
It's
Yes, we can head back quietly.
Yes. Stealth check with advantage, but regular.
22.
There we go. Hey.
Quietly wake your way back.
getting
Orb and Safira,
a
Orba kind of,
little sober.
Orba can hear the kind of quiet footsteps in the distance approaching and sort of taking a moment to breathe and center herself. Was there anything you guys wanted to talk about while they were gone before I have them come up?
We should just leave.
Wouldn't that be so funny?
So, you tree us behind trees the whole time, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, just make sure we're... I don't want to die this way. This is not how I want to
I
go.
would also prefer
Yeah, we
not
shouldn't-
death.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Same page.
Good. Good. Oh, it's so late. I don't want to be doing this right now at all.
Or but give her a little like. It's okay. It'll be fine.
Okay.
We'll be fine.
Do you think he's gonna sober up by the time?
I don't know. I'm gonna slap him in the face though.
Okay.
Whether or not he's sober, actually,
you
I'm
may
going
have
to
to
slap
let
him in
me
the
have a crack at him.
face. Okay. Get in the line.
And Erland and Yanyol make their way back to the sort of spot that you guys have designated.
Oh!
Give me one more Constitution saving throw, baby.
I'm attacking just for fun.
Yeah, you can roll the attack.
No!
16.
Give him a good smackaroo.
He starts to bleed.
It's a nat 1.
Still sort of just one of those hefty Upa Alehouse porters sitting in your stomach.
That's
How you feel?
bad.
Fucking
Making
awful.
my stomach hurt.
Oh. Okay.
We'll still try this.
Before I light the urn because it has a time, limit. What have you learned?
Alright. Alright, hard to see inside the house. The curtains are drawn, and I'll sort of relay which curtains are drawn. One curtain seems to be cracked slightly, but that's perhaps not important at this moment.
Okay.
Dark. We all have dark vision. We can all see deeper. Seem to be mostly human, and there is light from within the cabin, but there is a larger fire outside. So,
Okay.
if perhaps we can extinguish that fire, it will be to our advantage. Again, if we're trying to stay far away, ranged attackers, you will have the advantage because they will hopefully, you will be able to be behind trees, you'll be able to be prone and in the dark. So, try and keep your distance 60 feet.
So,
All right.
look, considering how you're still feeling, I think that when we go in, we should make attacks at this guy first before you go down there.
No, so I'm going to stay hidden, and you're going to, all three of you attack. There's one person sitting by the campfire.
Okay.
They just changed shifts, so we should be hopefully all right.
Okay.
Every once in a while, perhaps someone might come out for food, so fingers crossed they don't do that in the exact moment that we're attacking.
Okay.
But you three attack. I remain hidden so that if he sees, if he knows where the attack's coming from, he can move in that direction, and I'll still have the element of surprise.
Okay.
Okay.
The bonfire is not directly outside the door, so...
I was gonna say, can Orba grab like a stick and in some clearing of mud, just like
Yeah.
draw a little?
Give me a sleight of hand check.
Oh. Okay. 8.
8. I mean, you start to draw it. The ground's very hard. It's hard
Okay.
to make sort of a meaningful diagram. You can sort of vaguely get across what you're trying to, but it's hard to, like, plan, routes or...
Right. Not like super strict. I guess just to get the basic ideas of like corners of the house and like location. Do you want? Should the range people all stay in one position together, like clumped up, or should we be scattered in case someone is charged. That way, not all of the ranged people are vulnerable.
I think we should scatter. I think they should think that there are more of us than there are, and that they're being attacked from all angles.
But make sure you can still all see each other so that if anyone gets into trouble...
We
should
will
be able
all
to
still need
communicate.
to be on the south side,
Yes.
south side of
Right,
the
but
cabin.
we should fan out if we can. Not without, we should stay within earshot, but...
South.
This is the south side. Yeah.
And then Erland, do you want to take my cloak and when you go to fetch, hopefully the first dead person, throw
I
my
can
cloak
try and
over
extinguish the fire and take her cloak, yeah.
I'll make sure there's nothing in it. But
You can see Yanyo sort of racking his brain a little bit. If we're up on the ridge and the fire is completely out, even with dark vision, it might be difficult for us to see.
I think actually it might be a
Vision's
bad
60 feet,
idea
so
to
the
put
ridge
the
is
fire out.
almost exactly 60 feet from
If
there.
there's anyone even half awake in that house and you put that fire out, that's definitely going to signal something wrong.
Yes, exactly. And if they can't see us fighting in the woods, we will have the advantage.
No, we won't. Because
think
we have to move in too close, we lose the
No,
advantage.
if we are able to see further than they can.
No, I know, but not that far.
But what if they don't come out to fight in the dark? They notice that the bonfire goes out, and they think someone's here.
Then we break the door down or something.
All right.
No,
Also, I
we
suppose-
we don't want to go in there.
also,
No, we're not going to go in, but then you'll be able to see inside and they won't be able to see out.
if I am understanding also correctly, if there's light inside the house, when you're inside and there's darkness on the other side, it's much harder to see in that darkness.
We will be able to
because of
see
the light.
in and they won't be able to see out.
Exactly.
If they decide to barricade themselves in.
Yes, true.
We saw one person with a rather large sword, a sword of some size, but everyone else will have sort of small rudimentary weapons. Again, curses are probably...
When we fought them, they had knives, swords, a
Okay.
few bows.
All right. Erland, where do you want to be hidden in this time? Where are you going to be stationed?
You said these are all... I think if I'm perhaps just... if that's south, this would be most west.
This is west.
That's
Oh,
west,
okay.
this is east.
Oh, then I think I should still be probably the westernmost, and you sort of line up here, drawing on the ground.
So you would have to kind of slide down the
No,
ridge.
I'd still be up on the ridge, I think.
But in order to retrieve the body, I mean...
Then I will have
you
to
would
go down the ridge, but hopefully, if I'm retrieving the body, no one will be alive to hear me.
Right. Okay.
Hopefully.
All right.
Um,
Thank you. I mean, it seems like a good plan, honestly. I think we've got some real promise here.
all right. If we're gonna do this now, I'm gonna drink this antitoxin.
All right.
What about you should...
I'll do the same, and I'll also light up the
Sure.
urn, and I'll...
You can see Yanyo take his
Antitoxin
bow
is an
and
ounce,
sword,
right?
just to make sure. I can double check, but I'm pretty sure that's correct. Yep, 1 hour, and you gain advantage on any saving throws against poison.
Advantage saving throws
straight
against
if you're
poison.
drunk.
Yes, it doesn't give you resistance to poison damage. It
Right.
gives you advantage against a saving throw against...
And based on what he's saying, curses and stuff, that could be poisonous, right? There's...
The curse itself wouldn't be poisonous.
But, like, the-
when he says they use poisons, that might mean they sort of rub it on their weapons.
Oh,
and
okay.
things.
So they're using both curses and...
Yes,
some
those are
poisons. Okay,
separate
great.
things, yeah. Curses aren't poisons.
And just so I'm clear on drunk, every, I know attacks, but, saves as well?
No, not saves. It's just...
Ability checks? Or
Ability checks and attack rolls.
Okay.
Disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Okay,
Saving
cool.
throws,
So,
you're still good.
Great. Hit me with those saving throws.
that was...
Yeah, do you want to read that one more time? It's been a little while since
Yeah.
we've used the...
Actually, Orba will just describe it to Yanyo.
Yes, please do.
Okay, so Yanyo, my friend, I'm going to light this urn. It creates ashes. You have to breathe in the vapors for about a minute, and it'll last for an hour. However, if you do miss 3 times in a row, no effects after that. But you have full damage on that first hit.
And this is safe to use?
Yes.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh my god!
Did the +1 go away after a short rest or a
you
long
haven't
rest?
rested. You haven't long rested. Yeah. You add an additional one.
21.
Up that shit. Go first.
Let's do this.
Wow, that was
Orba's a little.
persuasion.
All right.
Okay.
Good luck, my
The
friend.
forcefulness of your attacks, maybe not damage, but that's okay. We get the. You wouldn't say do.
I'm working
maximum.
on it.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
How are you? How do you feel? Do you feel
I
alright?
feel alright, thank you.
I have this Ryeth root that supposedly heals a little bit. I'll give Orba like 5 of them.
We use that sometimes.
Does it taste good?
No.
Alright, so I have 5, right? I'm gonna just nosh on one, I guess.
One. I need you to make
God.
roll 2d4 for me.
Maybe you should make a
2d4?
Constitution saving throw.
2 and a 4.
2 and 4. You gain 6 temporary hit points.
Oh shit!
That is good.
And funny you should mention it.
one?
I do need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
What?
You have hit points now.
Shut.
Wow.
So 16.
16. You start to chew on it a little bit, and your stomach kind of gurgles a little bit. It's not used to the kind of digestion of it, and you kind of tastes a little. It's very rubbery. It has kind of a sort of latexy texture to it. Yeah, but you know, you feel a little.
Is there a seeing Orba sort of? Is there a? Are there hum? Can this hum, people?
If your body's not used to it, maybe.
No, I just felt a little pukey. Okay. But I feel better, thank you.
All right, good.
Uh, would you mind?
Sure.
Oh, 3 left.
I'll give you 5.
No.
You give me 5, and I ate 1.
And she's giving one to
3 left.
Daniel. So he takes it and goes.
That's how math works.
Hold on.
Put down my papers.
What's this called again?
Ryeth root.
Ryath.
Yeah.
5 temporary hit points.
I'll give. You have 3. I'll give 1 to Safira as well.
Oh.
I'll actually give 2 to Safira.
Cheers.
Okay.
Safira's like feeling great after the
It
short
kind of
rest.
looks like celery, but it's rubber. Like you can bend it. It's rubbery.
I have 2 healing potions. You have 2 as well? Mm-hmm. Safira, do you have healing potions?
No, I don't think I do.
I gave you one.
Maybe I do. Maybe I do.
That was a
You
trick.
drunken idiot.
That was a trick question, and you failed.
Failed.
Yeah, I have one.
Great. Do you have any healing potion?
I gave you the one that I had. Keep it. If we run into problems,
All right.
we'll see.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay.
So everyone mark down. You breathed in the fumes of the urn. Just make sure you mark down max damage on your first hit within an hour or 3 misses. So if you miss 3 times, you have lost the effects of the urn.
Yeah, you know what? I remember that happened last time,
It
so
did.
you don't need to remind me.
And
Can I ask you a question? Would I know
are you
if
asking Daniel or
No,
DM?
you.
Oh, yes.
DM. Would I have any sense of whether or not charcoal and kali would make me not drunk, given that it nullifies poison?
Read the description for me, and
It might.
so Erland was given these charcoal
But would
and
it
kali pellets.
also then absorb the antitoxin that he just took?
One charcoal and kali pellet can be consumed as an action. The effects of any ingested poisons are neutralized, and your sepsis level drops to 1. You can only benefit from these effects once every 24 hours. For 1 hour after consuming the pellet, you are vulnerable to necrotic and acid damage.
Neutralizes the effects of any poison, of which alcohol tends to be one.
Tends to.
That's what I have learned.
Indeed.
Doesn't stop me.
Alcohol's a drug.
True.
How many of those do you have?
You can only use 1 within 24 hours, though.
I'm just saying.
No, so I'm just saying that, like,
total, how
yeah,
many?
I have 2 left. I'm just saying that, like,
Do you want to be rolling at disadvantage for the next?
Hey, you're not here. You let Erland walk through the woods with the pouch in hand, sort of thinking to himself as you guys start to approach the cabin. But we're gonna go over.
Oh jeez.
I'm gonna convince this guy.
I don't.
You guys make your way back to all hands on deck. Barely slowed down since the last time you were here. You left. It's been maybe an hour-ish since you were here, maybe an hour and a half since you guys left, went to the den, stopped at Reciprocity, came back. Once again, the red door, lanterns hanging that highlight that kind of bright red door on the edge of the water there. And you guys see people coming in and out. Plenty of noise coming from inside. You guys start to walk.
All right. How about this?
Okay.
I'll go alone.
Are you sure? Why?
I feel like you've been trepidatious about it. And that way, you'll be nearby and in full faculties. Something does come up. You obviously probably won't be in the same room. I'll probably go upstairs with him, but if you stay here in either the bar or in a room upstairs, you'll be nearby. Maybe you can sneak behind us and rent one of the rooms right nearby.
I could do that. How long does it last?
Rent one of the rooms where?
So I'm supposing that Hatchet's gonna if we're gonna do it together, we'll go up to one of the rooms at the deck.
Oh, you're saying to rent.
To say if Beezaura sneaks around and sees which one we go to rent the nearby one.
But since I'm not doing it, do you think he would answer any of my questions? That's the only thing.
Perhaps not.
I say we both just go for it and try to negotiate the price as best we can.
I have 70 gold. Will you put up another 70?
Yes.
All right.
Let's do it.
I say we literally
Put it
hand him a
down.
bag with that much money in it and say, let's
This
go.
is it. Okay.
All right. I'm going to take out my coin purse.
Yeah, I'm gonna reach in and give it to him.
I'll put 70 in.
70 total.
No, 140
Oh, 140
because I have 70.
Okay.
Jeez.
Here we go. Find our way back over to.
Push through the door, and once again, the
Yeah.
sort of noise and cacophony of the people laughing and drinking sort of overwhelms you as you walk through the threshold of the door. Laughter, people so a couple of people are pointing as the raven seems to be sort of snacking on something that maybe somebody tossed in a treat or something. A lot of people kind of sitting around the bar area. Nobody cawing at the moment. But look over in the corner, Hatchet at his usual table.
Lord.
So the same kind of crew. Does it look like he has any heavies, nearby?
No, again, in the previous times you saw him, it didn't seem like he had people guarding him or anything to that effect.
All right. I also just want to keep an eye out for. I don't know if I even got a good look at him, but the PI's little
Two
passed out
friends.
friends. Yeah.
Give me a perception check.
Okay.
That's awesome.
See if they're sneaking around. Perception.
PI's
Um, 11.
11. It's packed in here.
Yeah.
You didn't get a great look at them. They were kind of face down, sort of. You might see that if you were to pass right by them, you might notice, but hard to sort of identify them from a distance.
Is Vane still here and the Broken Crown guy still here?
We'll lump that into the same thing. Vane is still here. It does not look like the Broken Crown guy is still here.
All right. Let's go get him.
Let's go.
And you sort of wait for an opportunity, sort of hovering at the edge of a little crowd, and you see someone who is sitting at his table kind of get up and move away. And kind
Hatchet?
Boy, am I getting tired of seeing you.
Well, I would imagine you don't get tired of this. I'm just gonna put it down and slide it towards him.
That looks like less than we discussed.
It looks like more than it's worth.
You know what the problem is? I don't fucking like you. I don't like the way you look. I don't like that you come in here armed. I don't like that it looks like you're holding your nose as you pass through Navikapura. That's what I don't like.
I'm not trying to offend anybody.
We didn't drop off our things.
Why don't you come back sometime? Maybe get settled in, start to meet some of the people, start to feel like maybe this place isn't beneath you, yeah? Because that's the fucking feeling that I get from you. And it fucking makes me sick. So why don't you fuck off and come back later, yeah?
Turn around and walk
Enjoy
away.
Navikapura.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's so funny.
I forgot to drop off our armor.
Me too.
standing with like people pushing by you guys. You're like,
We were such in a rush, we didn't even think. Well,
Who's next on your list? Perhaps it's bedtime. I can't even think straight.
do you want to go to Mohan's and then just get up early?
Yes.
You might be able to leave our stuff there. It'll be safe at least.
Let's get out of here.
Let's go.
sort of a little disappointed, sort of grumpy, pushing through the crowd a bit on your way out. Make your way back out into the street. Oops, wrong one. Wow. Although that's pleasing. Guided by the kind of interior lights of houses along the coast, you make your way back along the boardwalk. Beezaura, having made this trip already, is now relatively quiet, except for the occasional clomping of boots on the wood, the water lapping up against the rocks. It's Graven's turn to marvel at the size of the piers, having not quite walked right along the water yet. Empty of ships, a couple of them docked, but mostly empty as far as these kind of harbors go. And you get a glance around for maybe what's supposed to be the site of tomorrow's grudge match with Wilson Cleaver. You get a good look at the kind of surrounding area. You could imagine, as you're looking up and down the piers, that when this place is in the morning, hundreds, thousands of people sort of offloading goods, walking up and down the boardwalk, people passing by.
It's gonna be great.
And you continue north until you get to that kind of dirt road where the homes and the properties, comforting isolation, spread out along the shoreline. Every one of them looks like a lovely place to spend a breezy night by the ocean. The windows open to allow the sound of kind of crashing waves to soothe you to sleep. But Beezaura kind of counts them down until you arrive at what you recognize as the Fowler residence. It's a humble porch where you sat having a couple drinks, nostalgia, just hours before. There's a lit lantern hanging just beside the door, and even from a bit of a distance, you can see that it looks like there's a note that's been tucked into the door frame there.
Smell notes. I get the note.
You kind of, it's folded up like this in sort of the crevice of the door, and you kind of pull it out, and you take a look. I left the back door open. There's a staircase that goes right up to the second floor where the guest bedroom is, but help yourself to anything in the kitchen if you need it. Try not to wake me. I've got an early morning.
He's literally the nicest person I've ever met in my whole life.
I suppose we'll try extra hard not to wake him.
Yes. Do you want to see what's in the kitchen?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go.
You guys work your way around the back. You see around the back area, there's a wooden gate that you kind of unhinge, and it sort of makes a quiet kind of creaking noise. And it leads to this fenced-in area that has storage for hay, tools, other outdoor supplies. You've seen that beyond this little space, he does have a sort of fenced-in yard that horses are grazing there, sleeping at the moment. There's a kind of on the far end of this little backyard, there's a small anvil, a furnace, a grinding wheel. He seems like very sort of self-made, does a lot of his own repairs, tools, and things like that. And as the note said, there's a door that looks like opens up, and you can see on the outside this sort of slanted, it's not an exterior staircase, but there's like a slanted sort of enclosed space. It looks like a staircase that goes right up to the second floor if you were to open this door. And you sort of give it a little, it seems unlocked as far as you can tell. And there's a lantern inside the staircase as you kind of open up that door, and it looks like it goes right up to the second floor, just as you said.
Is the kitchen upstairs or?
It's downstairs, you would think, but he said that there wasn't, the front door wasn't open, so you'd have to go up to get to the second floor and then down the main staircase down into the...
Let's go up, drop our things, and go back down.
Walk up quietly, kind of, and you open the door to a very pleasant little small bedroom. You see a small but well-furnished room. A wide feather mattress atop a sturdy bed frame rests against the far wall, but there is also a bedroll by the foot of the bed. It looks like he provided maybe a secondary sleeping option if you needed one. There's a table and 2 chairs sitting just below the rear-facing window. And there's a chessboard sitting atop the table. Hard to tell whether it's always been there, whether it was a little kind of wink and nudge from Mohan now that he knows your business with Thomas Pendle.
Cute.
So it's just this kind of small little room that's, cozy, well-furnished. You guys can drop off your stuff here.
And it's quiet in here.
Yes, very quiet. Yeah, you can hear a little bit of the waves kind of lapping, splashing against the shore, but...
I'm just gonna go over to the chessboard and just look at all the pieces, just to make sure there's no stones in it. Like, you never know.
They're wooden. They're like, it's a cheap chess.
She starts whittling at them to see if they're
Surely.
like, it's something
Cracks
metal.
each of them.
Put some magic on these or something. Well, he has a sense of humor as well, I guess. Well, seems like pleasant quarters for tonight.
Yes. I don't know why, it almost makes me uneasy. How pleasant this all is.
I wouldn't look too much into it. He honestly has been a saint in my life.
Good. Well,
And he said you were more than welcome, so...
let's try to keep him out of our trouble.
I actually was thinking, do you think it'd be worth getting up early to ask him if really doing this with Hatchet might be worth it?
Again,
And what we can maybe do to get in his good graces.
the Hatchet Bridge at this point is almost nearly completely burned. What we would have to give that man for him to even pretend to respect us, I think, too much. So
I was like, I don't know, the last time we talked, it was mixed. It was
Yeah. I thought I could maybe, swindle him a little bit.
that would be us going to him for a fourth time on our knees, which I'm not interested in.
I see. Did you want to ask Mohan if he knew anything about the deaths?
I mean, how early does he have to get out? I need some real rest.
I mean,
Yes.
if you get to get a full long rest at this point, you guys are waking up at like 9 o'clock, 8:30-ish.
I imagine we'll miss him.
I could always leave him a note and see if he would write back and when we come back later or something.
Okay. That's not a bad idea.
Do you want to see if there's anything to eat before we get a rest?
Sure.
So there's 2 doors. The one that you came through the back staircase. There's another one. Kind of crack it open. And there's this kind of... The second floor is pretty small. There's a little hallway. It looks like your room and like one other room in the middle. And then on the far end, there's a larger door that could be a sort of main bedroom as far as you can tell. And then there's a staircase leading down. It's a sort of flickering light. It looks like you might have lit a candle kind of down there.
I still have my armor on.
You do at the moment. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'm uneasy.
It's harder to be quiet, but are you keeping it on?
Yeah.
He's like, there's a person being nice to Beezaura. This is
And-
not real.
And listening at it seems like what is probably his bedroom.
Give me a
maybe.
perception check.
It's 8.
8. You don't hear anything coming from downstairs. You do kind of stop for a moment and listen and hear a little from the far end.
Sounds natural. Sounds like normal.
Not with that roll. You don't know.
Could be somebody
it
choking.
Sounds like a tape recorder and a scarecrow.
Yeah.
You hear some snoring.
Keep
Oh
going.
my god.
You guys
To the kitchen.
So you guys get down into the sort of lower level. It's open. It's not multiple rooms. It looks like there's a couple kind of sort of nicely upholstered chairs that are around a currently unlit fireplace by the back wall. You see a little kitchen area. It looks like, you know, he's done some cooking in his spare time. There's sort of hanging herbs and spices sort of on a rack in the kitchen area. A little stove top. And he has a large
so.
sort of striped pelt rug on the ground that looks like a beast felled at some point, perhaps, somewhere along his journey.
So now, Leah.
Wow.
And
This
I mean, the
might be
kitchen area is open. You can see a number of bottles of wine. As he said to you when you first came there to have a drink, you know, you get bribes or gifts from people as you sort of
Right.
work along. There's this collection of like 12 bottles all kind of sort of smushed up against the side that most of them look unopened that he hasn't sort of indulged on his own.
Well,
He's pretty good here, it seems.
he really does.
Were you ever involved with him?
Not in a romantic sense, no. Strictly very good friends.
Just curious.
But if I was, it probably would have been great. I guess it's never too late.
Yeah. Hey, leave him a note. I like notes. Let's see what there is for food.
Okay.
You guys can rummage around. There's some typical ingredients, grains and sort of berries and things that have... It looks like some dried cuts of meats and things as well. You said help yourself, so you can make you guys yourself a little something.
Yeah.
Just a little snack.
Yes.
We had that soup earlier.
Right.
So you guys sort of forage through the cupboards and the cabinets, put together a little meal.
Just a palpable sexual tension.
And there's like a quiet, sort of pleasant, 20 minutes or so that you guys sort of spend. You take your sort of tray of, a little bit of food that you've put together. You look around, kind of sit in one of his chairs there. It's very comfortable, sort of plushy cushions that you guys kind of eat. Look around. It's quiet. Again, you can hear the ocean sort of on the east side or east side.
This is fantastic.
He really has seemed to make a good life for himself. And the fact that I didn't put that in danger for him, I'm so grateful.
Yeah, there's always time. I just mean we should be careful.
I know, he seems to have the best intentions of helping us, so. If you'd like, if you have anything you want to ask him, I can always leave it for him in the morning.
Well, now, I wanted to speak to Franco before, and now even more so.
Yes.
Is that something you think we could
set
up a meeting?
He said we could use his name.
Okay.
That I was sent by him. He didn't know how far that would get me, but it's something.
Okay. It's worth trying.
Anything else, he'd probably be out earlier than us, so we could always come back later. He said anything we need.
Yeah. I can't think of anything else at the moment.
All right. If I happen to catch him in the morning, I'll try to do as much as I can.
All right.
Should we head back?
Yes. Some rest.
You guys finish up, put sort of some stuff back in the kitchen. Give me a stealth check as you guys are going back up the stairs there.
no,
We're still
don't wake him up.
armored.
Don't wake him up. Come on.
Oh, brother.
No.
18.
18.
9.
9. Guys sort of moving up the stairs a little bit, and at one point, your sort of short legs catch on the larger steps, and you kind of... You slowly kind of work your way back up to the second floor. You give a listen, and it sounded like there was a little like... But as far as you can tell.
But the air is flowing.
He's choking on a meatball.
No, I know. All right.
Yes,
now,
yes,
let's keep
choking
going.
is back.
I'm glad that was me and not you.
The bigger they are, harder they fall.
Yeah, it's true.
That's what I'm saying.
You're always so loud, Graven.
You guys make your way back to the guest bedroom.
I'll take the floor.
Are you sure? Okay. Thank you.
Take off armor and stuff, and
You do start to get ready for the evening. Doff your armor. Begin to kind of relax, find the bed.
Feather beds.
Even the bedroll itself is decent, and there's a carpet on the. There's like another pelt on the floor, so it's it'll do. It's better than sleeping out in the wilderness.
rocks.
And as they sort of quietly allow the night to take over, and while we turn our attention back to the assault on the cabin, that is where we'll take a quick break.
Oh my god.
I don't think I'm ever like. I think I'm just gonna say.
I think you're proposing in the morning.
And hide here
you
forever.
should,
What's the
honestly.
point?
You can afford a ring. A really good
Oh,
ring.
you can. You can afford a nice ring.
Yeah.
I don't even
3 year
think he will
salary.
require.
Yeah.
This is where I become.
Mrs. Fowler.
Mrs. Fowler.
Valor.
That is where we'll take a quick break. A little bit of bubbling tension as we get to the main event, that is the assault on the
No
cabin.
tension.
And when we come back, we will see how that plan proves to turn out.
Okay.
See you guys on the other side. You're back. Welcome back, everyone, to Tabletop Notch. And in the dark of night, Erland, Safira, and Orba approach the cabin with their guide Yanyo.
As we're sort of approaching, before we get close, I want to make sure I have a second to ask Jan a question. Sort of having him seen the riot root and he knew what it was, I'm going to sort of pull out one of the frothy flowers. Be like, have the Rudhiran elves ever used this before?
Yes,
What does it do?
it can provide a resistance to certain effects on your body. Sort of explains a little bit. It gives a +1 to your next saving throw.
Oh, sweet.
And it stacks, but each time you take one, it increases. It can poison you if you take too many of them. Basically, it can like poison you. But
All right.
Just the
Does
next
anyone?
one? Just the next one, not
What do
like.
you mean the next one?
Is it just one roll? It gives you a plus
Yep,
one for
just
one.
plus one. Yep.
Oh, for the next one, not for a time.
Nope, not a time. Just literally the next.
I have 3 of these. Does anyone want one?
I believe I'll be alright from afar.
Yeah, I think we'll be okay. Maybe we
Alright.
should keep them.
Okay. And just as we're approaching, Erland's gonna take a deep breath and take a charcoal and collie pellet.
Take the pellet. You wait for it to kind of, you can feel it kind of traveling down your esophagus a little bit. It has a little bit of a burn to it. It gets to this kind of pit of your stomach. And you can hear it kind of gurgling a little as it absorbs some of the alcohol in your blood, kind of pulls it out.
Does it negate the antitoxin too?
It does not negate the antitoxin. It's not a poison. So it negates the effects of poisons, which does include alcohol poisoning. And Erland feels a little more clear-headed as they walk closer to the...
Just like the natural studies intended that to be used.
Praise Gluttony.
Erland got it and he was like, oh, they're hangover pellets?
Great. Sick.
Pedialyte.
Let's go!
Fuck. That sucks.
Oh my god.
And you see the flickering light that you recognize, that Erland and Yanyol recognize as the bonfire in the distance. You guys start to approach. Everybody makes stealth checks with advantage.
Okay, whole baby.
How does that feel,
Whole
John?
baby. With advantage?
With advantage.
That was a natural one that I just rolled, so thank God.
24 with my first roll.
Wow.
16.
22.
Quiet in the night. You guys... It's sort of ducking between the trees. Like, if someone was watching kind of back from a distance, they'd see kind of shadowed figures darting between the tree trunks as you guys approach closer, sort of crisscrossing back and forth as you guys approach. You guys are once again approaching kind of from this direction. So you guys are still off the map at the moment. You get a little bit closer. You see once again, one person at the bonfire. Sitting there. Seems to be kind of sort of huddled a little close in the cold of the night. It's not freezing, but crisp sort of evening air. Huddled near the fire, and he's got like a little plate of food next to him that you can see he's not currently eating.
Alright, forward.
How close do you want to get?
I think we should try to stay within.
Too quiet.
I think we should try to stay within 50 or 60 feet.
I think once we hit 60... How close do you need to get, Tiefling?
I can 60 is fine.
60?
I can
I
do
think-
120, but that limits me in some ways.
Alright.
You can't see that.
Right, yeah.
Well, you can see the guy right next to the fire, but
Oh, could you see them?
you can see
If the
him at
fire's
the
lit.
fire. Yeah, the fire's
great.
yeah, but if someone came out the front door, that's not as well. So yeah.
Alright, as far away as possible for this first one.
Okay.
And I can, I'll get within 40 feet of him.
So we should fan out before we attack, yeah?
I will take the farthest spot.
I'll take middle.
Okay.
Starts to navigate his way through the tree. So I'm going to move this up a
Where does that
little
put me?
bit so you can see kind of off the map, as it were.
Erland, we give you maybe 2 minutes to get into a position closer, and then we open fire?
Give it 1.
1? Okay.
So Yanyol's gonna weave his way through, and he's gonna stay. He's gonna go further along the ridge, and 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So he's out here in the trees, kind of. He finds a spot there.
Oh, okay. I thought he was going to stay. Oh, are we coming from...
You guys were coming from this
Oh, I see.
direction.
Okay, so then I'm going to be second closest to the guy. He's further... Wouldn't that be closest to the guy?
He meant furthest from where you guys were. He said, "I'm gonna go."
Oh, I see. Okay,
Oh,
great.
I see.
Then I'm going to go closest to the guy, which I
Okay,
guess
so-
would be...
So this would be like right on the ridge, and that's 10, 20, 30, 40 feet away.
Great, and I still have cover behind that tree.
Yeah,
Still
right
hidden.
there.
Great.
Tree there. Yeah.
Make sure that we can all see each other as we're sort of walking here. Great. So that we can signal when we're shooting.
Of course.
Is Orba next?
Yes.
How far would you like to be?
Safira, I suppose I'll actually take maybe the farthest side,
Okay, yeah.
and you between me and Erland.
Yeah.
All right.
Here.
Yeah, so just anywhere.
And
in
how
this-
far would you like to be?
Is 60 doable?
Yep, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So you're like in the trees. Back here.
Thank you.
So am I right behind next to a tree there, Matt?
You're like under.
Right.
Yeah, this is a tree right here that you're kind of ducked behind.
So Erland's gonna kind of sort of ready himself, and if the guy, moves with moves close to me, I want to get ready to attack him. Like if he runs towards like where Yaniol attacks, or if he runs past me, I'm gonna pop up from behind the tree and hit him.
He would also have to scramble. This is the ridge right here, so you would have to scramble up the ridge.
Yeah, but like if that's because I know that there's gonna be a shot probably coming from over there, and if he goes for Safira, it might be like by me, and I want to get ready.
Yeah, Safira, are you between them, or are you further along?
I want to be between them.
Between them?
Yeah.
How far would you like to be?
Like 60 feet away.
20, 30, 40, 50, 60. We'll say that, again, once you get out of this sort of recessed area, the trees are thicker, so you guys are all, taking cover behind various trees.
Okay.
Safira kind of looks to her right. She sees Orba. Looks to her left. She sees Yaniol. Sort of draw one of his arrows.
I'm gonna kind of look.
Safira lost.
He looks to her. And are you following up
Yes.
immediately, basically?
Yeah, pretty
and
much.
the order is Yaniol, Orba, Safira. Is that what we're doing? Give me an attack with advantage.
Come on, guys. I like this.
That was a natural 20.
Max damage.
Max damage, nat 20.
Yeah.
Wow.
With advantage.
Yeah, with advantage.
Max double damage. That's pretty good.
It's 19.
19 hits. Roll for damage.
21.
He's gonna be dead before he hits the ground.
Oh yeah, you don't have to roll for damage, and it's gonna be with Colossus Slayer because your shot is hitting last. You didn't Hunter's Mark him, so it won't be that.
Yeah.
But
I thought
remember to
it would be
include
that,
Colossus
but-
Slayer.
I think it should be okay.
Yes.
Okay. What was your what were you attacking with?
Chill touch.
Chill touch. And what was the to hit?
21.
21 hits. Great. So Yaniol deals.
22.
There we go. 1d plus 10, 16.
Oh my god.
18 damage from Yaniol.
Great.
So if it's
How much is your bow?
with Colossus Slayer,
So max longbow damage.
max
plus
longbow would
the
be
die.
11, plus max Colossus Slayer would be 8.
Yep. So,
So 19 total damage.
Great.
This guy's
18.
dead.
Yeah.
Let's hope.
19.
And 8 from me.
8.
That's your max.
Cantrip.
touch.
On the cantrip, yeah, so 18.
And in case he lives, can't heal.
You can't heal. Great. Yaniol fires the arrow, and immediately Orba sends out a chill touch, and following that, over Erland's sort of right ear, he hears the kind of arrow whizzing by his ear. And Safira.
Oh my gosh.
And Safira kind of shocked that he's down, signals to Erland and just, that's why you can't take a hostage.
And Erland's gonna very quietly run up to the body first.
Slides down the sort of side of the cliff there. I need you to give me a stealth check.
Great. 15.
Great. Quietly down the side of the rock face there. Okay, you walk up.
Where's the easiest place to sort of drag him maybe towards the woods over there behind a tree?
This is, again, the ridge there. It would be difficult to drag the body up the ridge. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it would take some doing. You could sort of hide it behind the back of the house.
Yeah, great. I'm gonna it looks like there's a sort of a crevice behind the cabin and the ridge.
Yep.
I'm gonna sort of drag the body and try and shove him into the ridge.
You guys watch as Erland he's at the light and he kind of drags the body one scooch at a time, kind of out of the light and around to the back end. And you deposit the body back there. We'll take it off the map.
R.I.P.
Rip.
Fuck yeah, alright. And I'm going to work my way back to the fire, staying down below the window. It's closed, right?
It's
If
curtains drawn.
If
It's
I'm
not
close, if I'm close to it, is there a gap in the curtains that I could?
You would have to
see?
get very close to it.
Great, don't worry about it.
Like it's fully closed. It just you might be able to.
I am going to take Orba's cloak and put it on the fire and very quickly start trying to. And then if it looks like it's extinguished, I want to try and grab the cloak and run back to where I was hiding.
Give me a straight dexterity check.
Who'll be dexterous? Be dexterous.
10?
10.
Not that dexterous.
He's a monk.
It takes a moment. The bonfire wasn't small, so you kind of put it down, and some of the smoke's kind of billowing out the edges, and you kind of at one point kind of tamp it down.
Great. Can I take the cloak? And I want to run back into my hiding spot.
Jesus.
And I'm going to sort of put up a hand so everyone can ready another attack.
Oh my god.
Roll. And after about... It takes a little while. Maybe 45 minutes to an hour. You guys are waiting patiently at the edge of the ridge. And finally you hear... The door opens up. And someone starts to exit. And the first person to see this is probably Orba in sort of the best position. So you're the first... People can hear the door, but you see the light kind of spill out as it opens up. And you see him sort of nonchalantly open the door. He's kind of...
Can I whisper something to Safira?
She's 40 feet away from you.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Never mind.
No.
Orba will, in case people are looking at her, she'll try to just raise her hand.
Okay, you do.
I try to see if I.
And he starts to walk, and immediately you can kind of see on his face a little bit with the light coming out of the house that he's already like a little curious because the light seems to be out.
Did he close the door?
He closed. Yeah.
Okay.
Close it behind him. You can see him kind of just turn around the corner.
And as soon as he turns the corner, Erland's gonna...
Same order.
Oh.
Go with advantage again.
It's natural 20.
Natural 20. It's a miss from Yanyol.
Oh, shit.
15.
15 hits. So roll for damage, and you will be
Actually,
hurt.
no, I just did the math. It's 14. It's not 15.
14
Is that
hits.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
I did the
What
math
goes
wrong.
first?
Do yours first.
Okay, so 16.
It's
Wait,
not max
I didn't
damage
roll.
anymore. Yep.
What is the matter with you?
We
I
wish.
tried.
It's like natural 20. Like,
Oh,
you have
16.
to.
It is
16.
Okay.
So she's so
Can't
Down.
heal.
Roll with Colossus
D8.
Slayer there.
Here's the D8. This is a D8, right?
That's D8, yeah.
Okay.
16 damage. He gets pelted with this kind of chilled frost beam, and immediately after hits the arrow, and the two kind of hits make him kind of wobble a little bit in a way that Yanyol's kind of sticks into the wall behind him, and you can see him start to double over, and he kind of Hi-ya! And he yells out as he kind of is toppling to the
What does
ground.
that
I need you
mean?
guys to roll for initiative.
Is he down though, or?
He is not. I mean, he doubles over.
That was some sort of battle cry like I've ever heard.
I did cast Chill Touch, so he won't be able to heal.
Great.
Okay, that's good.
Initiative.
Well, we gravely wounded one guy and killed
16
three.
times 2.
I still feel bad
Yeah.
for attacking these people at night. Doesn't feel
Does that
horrible.
mean he has more
Stop
than...
with the guilt.
I feel
He's more
bad.
than 32
We don't know who
HP.
these people are.
They just murdered a bunch of
Possible.
elves. How about that?
Yeah,
It's-
I know.
Alright, Orba got 20 in initiative.
13.
13 from Erland.
17.
Alright, these are
Oh,
good.
shit.
8 from you.
God, get it together,
Damn it,
John.
John.
He natural 20 first.
Sure.
Sorry, did you say 8?
Let's not forget
8,
that
yeah.
one roll. Yeah, it was really good.
Okay.
I know. I didn't want to use it on the last guy because I thought it would be a waste.
Because we fucked up the other guy so much.
So much. I just thought I didn't want to waste the spell slot. I was like, we'll be fine. We'll just crit this guy too.
And you did.
I thought about it. I
If Jan hits, that guy probably dies.
32 damage. 32 damage.
I don't.
What am
I
I
only have
am I giving
34
for the
total.
baddies?
Okay, so right now, you don't know if the other ones have heard or anything, but for this guy, sorry, I didn't roll for him, 11,
Okay.
and say Cruxia Thug,
Ugh.
Cruxia.
I'm not gonna be able to fit all that. I'm just writing thug. You don't mind?
Sure.
It's just gonna be the dude.
Yep.
That dude.
Alright. We got Orba, Safira, Erland, Thug, and Yanyo.
Oh, fuck this guy.
Okay. I need Graven and Beezaura to give me perception checks with disadvantage, because you were sleeping.
Huh?
Okay, so what do I do in this sense? It's a nat 1, but I have my lucky, so can I roll
can
twice again?
Yes.
We rolled that one, and then you have to roll again.
Yes.
Right,
and
right.
still take the lower one, but yes, you get to re-roll the next one.
Good thing I remember that.
What is it?
Perception with disadvantage.
Fuck is this?
5.
9.
9. Sort of quiet, drifting off to sleep here at Mohan Fowler's house. And Beezaura sort of inner bed kind of rolling over a little bit, feathers kind of washing over you as you're in this comfy kind of mattress. You hear a very quiet kind of, and your eyes open. And without your armor 16 to hit,
Took your armor off?
she's sleeping.
What happens when I take it off?
In your life.
Sorry.
Let me look it up.
I'm 19 regular.
Yep, but you don't have your shield or your armor. So I think it's just your dexterity. I think it's 12, but let me double check.
You're at wizard
that.
status, babe.
Yeah, mine's 10 without.
Yikes.
Sure.
Squishy,
Sorry.
squishy babies.
No, you're fine.
I never not have it on.
Yep, 12. Yeah, so it's just your 10 plus your dexterity modifier. 12 hits.
What's happening?
Is that BZ?
Says BZ.
What's happening?
This wasn't supposed to happen tonight.
You take...
Mohan, baby, is that you?
There we go.
He wouldn't. Oh my god, if he's dead, I'll cry.
You take 8 piercing damage.
Ow.
And immediately Beezaura kind of wakes up in the night, and Graven kind of snaps to, and you see someone peeking through the doorway with a little hand crossbow.
Can I immediately cast
I need you to roll initiative because he was awake and you were not.
Yeah.
Why? We weren't
11.
even worried about you guys. We thought you guys were
Do you want me to keep
fine.
track of that?
That's what
I'm
happened.
gonna put it on this
It
side.
got into Matt's head, and then he was like, well, okay.
BZ was 11.
Yeah.
Do we, since this rest is not done, do we still have like temp HP from the day before?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I have 1 spell slot.
We're gonna call these people.
These people.
My
We're gonna call
my
them
thing
spies.
isn't even. Didn't even get to reload my thing because we didn't want to rest.
Yeah, I know.
We're gonna call them
Spies roll
spies,
one.
and they got a 14.
Probably sitting at about like 40
Great.
each.
So they're gonna attack again.
That's.
I can't even use my
That
vest.
was part of the
That's all.
surprise.
They have rudimentary armor, so you have to think their defense can be that low.
So this combat's gonna be on this side for now, and then the other combat's gonna be on the other
Oh
side.
shit! Split screen.
Split screen.
Right. In addition,
you brought me?
Oh man.
Oh my god, guys, this is like the fight at the Molifair estate.
Aww. Simpler times.
you guys are on the second floor of the Mohan Fowler residence.
Oh, cool. Oh, it's much
Yes.
fancier than ours.
It's really colorful.
Is grabbing my shield an action?
It is not. Donning armor
Yeah.
takes like a whole minute. Like that's
Right.
borderline off the table.
But just picking up my shield
does not take anything.
So like
we
if
add two.
I don't have armor this whole time, so
got buckles and-
my thing
If
will
you
be
pick
12.
up your shield, it'll be
Handrails?
14.
Okay.
Once you
Yeah.
pick up your shield, it'll be 14.
So I'll be
12.
Yes.
Oh my
It's
god.
like putting on hockey gear.
I could put on hockey gear in a minute.
And in addition to that, let's also
Challenge
let's
accepted.
bring up the map. And also bring up the little alternate
Ooh,
cam
yeah,
here,
look
which
at
is a
our
little
little
easier
cam.
to.
Oh, excuse me.
Whoa!
Oh, no.
Exposed.
Oh,
So first we're looking. Who's first? Orba. Great. We'll look at
Orba's
this
first.
area first.
Oh my god, we're going back to them already? Oh my god.
I think we're going down the.
Are we going down the lineup? Should I have it adjusted as such?
We are gonna go down the lineup as
Okay.
if it's sort of one big thing.
Oh my
shit.
god.
This is very stressful.
He's dead.
I will literally cry.
Or he'll never talk to you again. Those are the two options.
So as Beezaura
He knew what he was getting
as
into,
Beezaura
letting
kind of
us stay.
screams out and Graven is kind of coming to, you're seeing the guy like cock back
Oh,
the crossbow again. But from the other room you hear a what the fuck?
Oh, thank God.
Save Mohan at all costs!
And that's where we're gonna jump into combat. Orba, what have you got for us? What was our
Do not let
Myself.
Mohan die.
It's definitely
Graven.
the
So
right
this
time.
was let me actually bring the camera over
mean,
here.
said
for a moment.
Actually, I'll be so bummed if he dies
No,
before
my
I
hand can't die.
An assassin.
Guys,
I'm kidding, like, don't let Mohan die. I have
This
such a
was, so this was the back staircase that you guys went up. That went up to the bedroom.
120 feet in this
So
direction.
Yeah,
Graven
exactly,
was sort
yeah,
of asleep on the
exactly.
ground over there. Beezaura was in the bed in the corner. And one of these guys is
Yeah,
the
which door was he at?
He came,
He keeps saying these
came
guys.
to the threshold of the door.
Why is there always multiple guys?
Oh, this new cam looks awesome.
I don't even have a whole person.
Oh no. Oh dear.
All right.
I'm fucking prepared. That is going to be prepared forever from now on.
Please don't.
I don't know.
Nothing but trouble.
All right.
Unless I like.
We swing back to Orba.
All right.
I can't even
I'm actually going to unplug this. I'm going to have to move this to the side a little bit.
I'm doing fists. So grab my file.
After
But
Oh,
I,
absolutely.
Because you're about to use.
but I already
lose
did.
Yanyol there.
I already
when you're
like
settled.
wait
Oh,
everyone
yes.
unless I somehow drain it.
On this side there.
But
Remember you said you could, like, I don't know, dump it out or maybe suck everything out and spit it out, maybe? Suck it all down.
because I used
it
the
all.
same
Okay,
tool
Orba.
twice, so I used
Okay, Orba's actually going to prepare Ray of Frost and look at the front door and wait for somebody to come through. If somebody does,
You're holding an action.
I'm holding Ray of
Great.
Frost.
Starts to swirling sort of frost energies start to come up. Okay.
That's it.
All right.
Next up, Safira.
Vera,
Push
I'm
the gap.
gonna take another shot at this guy that's doubled over.
give me an attack roll.
There's a reason I'm not gonna use
No,
it.
that's right. That's smart.
21 to hit.
There we go. There
Roll
she
for damage.
is.
Okay.
Contact lenses.
Yeah, Safira can see today. Okay.
Big rolls.
11.
Great. Safira's sort of acting quickly, draws the arrow, and even before Yanyol, who's also kind of getting his bow, drawing another arrow, Safira's the first to fire, and the person screaming out,
Nice. Shut the fuck up. Thank you.
drops dead.
So he got a yellow.
Thank
He
you.
definitely got a yellow. In
Thanks
that
for
first
sending
volley
that.
of arrows, he screamed and got a yellow.
All right, spies.
Okay, so the first one
God.
and sees Graven kind of getting up and going over to his shield.
Warding flare. Can't do that.
No.
Thanks.
That is a 13 to hit.
Yeah.
Yep, that hits.
This is really ridiculous.
7 piercing damage.
Ow.
Jeez.
Beezaura sort of sitting up in bed, now peppered with a couple of these very small, sort of barbed crossbow bolts.
Ow.
Smell like you.
I'm gonna yell, Mohan!
Great, you do so. In addition, you hear him kind of turn around and signal to some people that might be on the
God.
outside.
What the fuck?
At least 2 of them!
Mohan's like, the fuck?
Said, don't wake me up.
Yeah, he's like, I have it early morning.
Oh.
Oh, jeez.
And you hear Mohan sort of rising from the other room.
What the fuck? Oh, I thought that was gonna be another.
Bring your battle axe, Jillian.
We have a new Jillian one.
I'm
Don't-
sorry.
Okay, it is. That was the spy. Sorry, and
Erland.
Beezaura. Oh,
It's
Erland.
Erland.
Sorry, I'll turn it back. You'll have to remind me to be on the right.
Okay. Can do.
All right, Erland.
I am going to. Curtains are still drawn.
Yep.
I'm gonna slide over to behind this tree, take cover behind the tree, and ready an action for if anyone runs past me.
Okay. Do so. A couple of readied actions.
Busy.
Beezaura will swing back.
All right.
Follow residence.
I'm gonna grab my flail.
Great. You go over to your bag, sort of grab your flail, you grab your shield as well. Your equipment's
Yeah.
all there.
And then, can I make it to the closest person?
You can definitely.
And just go ahead and give it a
Great.
roll.
And as you're sort of running at him, he's reloading the bow,
Ah!
and you're the first one to swing.
Hell yeah.
17.
17 hits. Roll for damage.
2 down quick.
1d. I haven't done this in so long. This is crazy. 5.
5 damage. Okay. Swing the flail, and you see him kind of rattle against the door frame there, and he sort of stumbles back a little bit onto the outer staircase. Anything else?
That's it for
Okay.
now.
Thug.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. So we're swinging back.
I know why you wanted to title them.
Yes.
I will
Thug
you
versus
know.
spy.
Thug versus spy. All right.
Swing back. Okay, so you guys sort of all waiting, patiently peering. You see someone at the window kind of and close the blinds very quickly, sort of trying to maybe get a peek out. So you saw that someone was kind of just on the other side there. And then you hear a little bit of and a little bit of footsteps inside the cabin.
No way to tell how many are moving.
Give me a perception check. Come
Be
on.
perceptive. Be
Oh my
perceptive.
10?
Be
10,
perceptive.
at least 3
Sad.
At least 3.
Yeah, you hear a few pairs of footsteps that sound, and this guy was standing still, so at least a couple more in addition to the one that's
All right,
there.
Erland's gonna to anyone who can see him. So
Sure.
still from behind the tree, so he's not giving himself
Yep.
away. He's gonna go like this.
You see Jan Yolsa. Okay. Is that Jan Yol next?
Yes.
So Jan Yol, sort of with his bow, sort of half drawn, sort of looks to Erland.
He's not close enough for me to yell to, is he?
He's
Or
40
speak
feet
to?
away. Not to whisper to, but you could shout. You could call.
I'm gonna. I'll try and do with hands. I'll try and say like, no.
Takes aim at the window. Glass breaks. It's hard to tell what happened,
Okay, cool.
but yeah, he broke the window. Window sort of breaks
We
there.
didn't hear.
Oh, my arm!
Yeah.
Oh,
They broke the window.
My soft
damage. No, you didn't hear any screaming. Huh? Okay, that's Jan Yol's turn.
that'd be
Great.
so
No exposition yells.
I just took 10 damage and I only have 40 HP.
All right, Graven.
Can I see both of them?
No. So this is the ground level outside, not
Oh my
the second
God.
floor. This is the staircase that you guys. This is all upstairs.
I mean, even though they're within 30 feet of me, would they both be considered in cover?
It beyond in terms of what? What are you trying to?
So Radiance of the Dawn says anything that has full cover is not affected.
They are, but the two outside are full covered because you can't see them at all.
And I can't push into his space to like get on the stairs
try.
there. Grab my shield, and I'm gonna try to like watch out, Beezaura, and like literally like push through the door and like get to the edge there.
Give me an athletics check. As
love
you attempt to
that.
push into him.
Athletics. 21.
21.
There we go.
Graven goes running, shield
There we go.
barrels into him, and the guy trying to catches your shield and tries to wrestle with you a little bit, and the two of you kind of. And you
Yes, okay.
fall over. Now you're both prone in the yard there.
As soon as I see that they're
The yard.
as soon as I see that they're all kind of around me within 30 feet, I'm gonna
Graven lying on his
Yeah.
back, like looking up.
Oh shit!
yeah. They have to make
You take 1 bludgeoning damage, so does he from
Okay.
the fall. As well.
they have to make Constitution saving throws.
That's the one that shoots out of any orifice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Every orifice, baby.
All the orifices.
Not any.
Was it the break?
The one that's prone on the ground with you, 11
Fail.
fails. The closer one to you, 13
Saves.
saved, and then 8
Fail.
So these two failed. That one saved.
So they take 2d10.
Nice.
Which one is that? I haven't used this in so long. Oh my god. 10 plus 4. They take 14.
There
and
we
7.
go.
Oh shit!
That's good. That's
And
good.
then 7 was the second
7 for the
one?
for the guy who saved.
For the one who saved. Got it.
Yeah, he takes 7, but the other two take 14.
Great. A flash of light goes flying out, and the guy next to you sort of tries to turn, but the light just sort of tears at his skin. And he lies there kind of limp on the ground. This one died.
Oh, he's a baby.
Okay.
And as you see the light sort of knock back the other two, and you see that one look into the street.
Oh my
And
The
signal
whole
to others.
city outside this goddamn house?
I'm gonna
What the
like
hell?
Sorry, everyone hates me.
use.
Why does everyone
do I
hate-
have enough
why?
movement?
I'm gonna say they're like just coming on. I'm gonna say one of those actually might have been like half covered or something. Does that matter?
No,
because
half
he's
cover,
running-
no. Only full
I'll roll
cover.
one for him as well for that one. We'll say that one just came on.
Okay.
11.
Fail.
So 14.
There we
14
go.
as well. Yeah. It says
Great. Nice.
a creature that has total cover is not
Yep,
affected.
he did not. Yep. So,
Um,
one's down.
Did I use how much movement did I use?
5, 10, 15. We'll say 20.
I was gonna say 'cause I can't stand up then because that's
Yeah, you need
half
half
my movement.
movement. Yeah.
It's not.
Well, I'm just gonna
warranted.
like
It's not.
like slowly like use my fists to
Yep.
like start
Sort
getting
of put the
back
shield-
up. Yeah.
Pull yourself up.
That's fucking.
Well, not yet. I'm not fully up. I'll
Yes.
have
Oh,
to-
I also forgot to roll for. Well, we're gonna put him at the end. He also didn't roll great. Put Mulholland Fowler at the end.
What is he?
after Graven. We'll say 4.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not technically up because I only have...
Yes, you're still technically prone, yep, but getting yourself up.
Alright, so it's Mohan next.
Great. So Beezaura sort of up here, Graven can't hear this, but you hear from behind you as you're sort of reeling from a couple of crossbow bolts, you hear, sounds like one door goes flying open, another door goes flying open. And Graven sort of down on the ground watches as Mohan comes out the window and lands on the ground, and he has like 2 small hatchets and nothing but like long johns.
I cannot with this guy.
And he sort of looks around. Do you know the fuck I am?
Yeah!
Goodbye. I'm marrying him and we're running away.
Yes!
He's
You
gonna
tell
be-
him!
Sorry, guys.
Tell
Good
him.
luck on your future ventures.
One of those hits. So one of them whoosh, dodges and then sticks the hatchet into
You
the other
tell
one.
him.
Is that the one who took 7?
That one took 14. No, this one took the 7.
Okay, got it. And the one with me on the ground is gone, right?
Yep, he's dead. He's still there.
Because that's the one I hit too, right?
Oh yeah, I guess you hit him
Yep,
too.
she hit him too.
The
She had hit him
falling,
for 5
the hitting,
before that.
and the
Yep.
blast.
Great. He does 5 slashing damage to that guy. Great.
Sexy.
And then we're back to the top here.
Alright.
Are you okay? Getting all
Getting a little foot clumped over here.
flush.
All right, Orba.
Okay,
Round passed, and you did not have the opportunity to use your held action.
okay, great. Do I have sight of that window there?
You do, and it's broken. I mean, you
But
saw.
the curtains are still
Yeah, so the
closed.
arrow kind of flipped through the curtains. You saw them billow a little bit, but they're still.
Okay, I guess Orba's just gonna one more time gonna hold on to Ray of Frost in case somebody starts coming out of that front door.
Okay. Once again. All right, Safira.
Okay, can I see anyone in the house at all, or?
Give me a perception check as the sort of curtains billowed a little bit from Yanyul's shot. It's a tough one. It's a tough.
Oh, god damn it. 9.
9. So as the curtains sort of just swooshed a little bit as the arrow passed through, it seemed like the person might be like ducking down below the window, like you saw the top of their head.
Okay, then I'm going to
Not shootable. It's like full cover. They're
ready an action basically for whenever I see their head come up.
Okay.
Oh, sick.
Takes aim. All right.
That's a good one. Alright, the spies.
Swinging back in the other direction.
You're giving us
Spies,
some
like-
like Jason Bourne like combat game.
Yeah.
I love
shaky
Jason
cam.
Bourne. I'm into it. He's gonna race us upstairs.
There we go. Great. So the guy who sort of gets hit by Mohan turns around, and you watch as Mohan's like going in for the strike, he pulls at the guy who has like a shawl or like a kind of face wrapping, and
it's
he
the red
pulls
face
it
guy.
off. And you seem to, Graven can see this in Beezaura camp, but he seems to almost see a moment of recognition in the man whose kind of cloth he pulls out. And you see
That
as-
Mohan recognizes the guy.
Yeah, because you can't see, the guy's facing away from you. 'cause
Oh,
he's
the recognition
facing-
is on Mohan's face.
Yes, you see the recognition on Mohan's face. And you see the guy go, "We ain't here for you, Fowler!" And he pushes him, and he's gonna run.
Oh, thank God, at least.
And Mohan's gonna make an opportunity attack
Yeah.
I can't hear that.
that hits. We'll say you heard. You shouted it. We ain't here for you, Fowler. Yeah. He hits. That is another 7 slashing damage. And as he's sort of running away to head towards Graven, Mohan digs one hatchet into the back of him and like pulls him down, and the guy goes down.
Oh,
damn.
yeah.
And he knows that guy.
Yeah.
He really likes
He
me.
knew him. He did. He knew him in the
Used to
past.
know him.
When he lived.
Okay, that guy. So this one right here is gonna walk up to Graven. He takes 2 small daggers out of his belt. He's gonna take 2.
Warding flare.
Okay, this is gonna be 2 attacks, both with advantage because you're prone.
So one is straight.
one is a straight roll. 9 to hit,
Miss.
and then the
Nice.
second one with advantage. 13 to hit. That hits. Great. So the flash goes out and then sticks one of the daggers down. You take just 3 piercing damage.
3 piercing.
Yep. And then we make sure.
Okay.
Right.
I've been using this.
Yep, that's it. Okay, great. So that's that guy. Now these 2 from the distance. One of them, the far one in the corner, takes out a bow. And Graven, this is with disadvantage because ranged attacks have disadvantage while prone. So, it's 14 to hit with
That
disadvantage.
That hits.
You take. Where's 5 piercing damage from that. Ugh. And then the other one, this one's going to run up to you. 5, 10, 15. Yeah, also important to note, the scales of these two maps are different. You guys are on the standard 5-foot square. Yep, and they're on the bigger 10-foot squares. So he's going to run up to you, and he's going to make a multi-attack with 2 sort of short swords that he has. 11 to hit.
Misses.
17 to hit.
What do you got?
You take 6 slashing damage as Graven sort of deflects one of them. Okay. That is them.
After the spies, it's Erland.
Swing back to the cabin.
Whoosh.
Okay, here's Erland.
I am going to. When it billowed, did I get a sight of anything? Or
We'll say that you also sort of caught the very top of his head, that he might be just inside, but nothing other than that.
how broken is the glass? Is it something that like
It shattered
could I
pretty easily.
potentially attack into the house?
Maybe, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna ready an action, stay behind the tree, ready an action for if anyone runs past. Ready an attack if anyone runs past me again.
Okay, right, you do so.
That's my turn.
Easy.
Okay, Zara.
Okay, so I'm still inside, right?
You are still inside.
And everyone's outside?
Yep, as far as you can tell.
Do I have to jump out the window?
Well, there's a staircase there.
Okay, but my...
I mean, if you want to be like...
My movement is not far. If I go down the staircase, will I end up...
5, 10, 15 puts you at the bottom of the staircase.
Alright,
And you have 25.
I'm gonna keep going.
You can get to this guy.
Okay.
Another 10 feet, right? Because you have 25?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
and
reach that
I'm
guy.
gonna just go for it.
So that was the guy that saved on the light, on the rating.
19.
19 hits. Roll for damage.
6.
6 damage, okay. Sort of run past Graven, sort of give him a look as you're sort of running by to make sure that he's okay. Swing the flail a couple times. Give him a good smack, and he seems pretty disoriented. Doesn't go down, but he seemed like he took a good hit there.
And I'm just gonna turn to Mohan and be like, who are they?
Okay, you shout, and we'll wait till...
Thugs.
Oh, yeah, on
At the
inside.
other-
Okay,
the-
swing back.
Just one. There's only one more guy left
Lies.
with 6 legs.
All right,
Seamless.
Orba, you're up because someone cracks open the door. Just a crack. It's with they have partial cover for this, but you do see them.
Okay, so disadvantage?
No, it's not with disadvantage.
Sorry.
They just have extra AC.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, +2 to their AC.
Okay, I'm casting Ray of Frost.
Okay, go for it.
That is a 24 to hit.
That hits.
Oh.
Alright, so he also has reduced speed by 10 feet.
Okay.
Shit, yeah.
5 damage.
5 damage, great. So you can see the frost sort of curl over the edge of the door frame that he's holding onto, and it like runs up his arm a little bit. He kind of pulls it off, sort of frostbitten, stuck to the side of the door. Ugh. Okay, so he peeks out there, and then as soon as that happens, he kind of closes the door, shuts it behind him. This guy's gonna poke his head up, which means Safira and Yaniel did take a shot, so he's not ready.
Okay,
So
I'm gonna take a
Safira-
second to cast Hunter's Mark
Okay.
as well. And I'm going to take a shot.
She gets into the shot.
Yes.
We're gonna move this. We know that the fire's out at this point.
So it's 19 to hit.
19 hits.
19.
19?
19.
Roll for damage.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes. Number 19.
Oh, sad. Okay, 7.
7
There's
damage.
an
Great.
extra 8.
And
D8
no, it's a
rather?
D6.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure. Yes, it's a D6.
Okay.
Why did
So,
you roll
so
two
7
D8s?
before that?
Because I have Colossus Slayer.
Not
Not
that
on
guy.
this guy.
That guy was not hurt yet.
Oh, never mind. I don't. So
So you rolled a 2 and a
ignore.
5.
I rolled a 5 because it was 2 and then plus 3, which is my normal, and
So
then it's
10.
5. So now
That's
so
Hunter's
it's
Mark.
10 total.
10 total damage.
There's a lot of numbers.
So the
Lot
guy
of numbers, but
just
it's
peeks
10.
up just a little bit, and the arrow sort of cuts him right across the eye there. And kind
Ooh,
of,
ow.
you can see him kind of bleeding on the
eye!
Yeah. Oh, that was 10 damage!
Oh, you took damage with it. Right in the 10 damage.
Okay, so
other
this is still the
thugs?
thugs moving. Okay, great. So he gets hit, but he kind of peers out the window and he's trying to see where you're coming from. I need with advantage because he's only guessing where you are. Safira, you need to make a...
Stop.
No. It's a saving throw.
He's doing some fucking
Yep,
mad
wisdom
bullshit.
saving throw. As you see him
Oh,
kind of
no. With
wave
advantage,
his hand. Yeah,
With
with
advantage?
advantage because he's having a hard time locating you.
Wisdom saving.
Yep.
Am I wise?
It's above that.
Saving throw.
Saving throw. 14.
14. You see him kind of moving his arms around, almost in sort of an incantation, and then he sort of seems like he's trying to find you there in the forest, almost with his mind. And Erland, who's a little closer, you watch as the skin on his hand starts to wrinkle a little bit, like he's drawing energy from himself a little bit, but he isn't able to locate her, and he ducks down back below the window.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's a rough magic, bro.
That's all he's doing at the moment. Once again, you hear a little more whispering inside, as they seem to be plotting.
Okay.
Still can't tell how many voices.
Give me one more perception check.
14.
14. It sounds like, at least from what you can tell, in addition to the one that was at the door, because you heard him sort of hit the door and walk out, 2 more in addition to the one, the window and the door.
Alright, so 4.
So hearing that, Erland's going to kind of give everyone the signal for 4.
Okay.
Good thing we fucked up those 2 guys first.
Okay.
Thank God.
That's going to be them for now.
Okay, it's Yanyol.
Yanyol. Great.
And then
Yanyol sort of not really finding a target. He's going to ready an action pointed at the window there.
Okay, Graven. Then Mohan.
I use half my movement to get up.
Okay.
10.
A little bit close in there.
And dead is not
Yeah, and I'm
ranged.
concentrating
It's
on
it's a saving throw. So,
Oh yeah,
I'll,
no, that's a concentration spell.
Hunter's Mark?
Yeah.
Yes, but you didn't take any damage.
No.
Right, yeah, but if you
I
do,
just
yes.
forgot.
Yep.
So I'll get up and I'll hold my shield up in front of me and just point my finger at the guy that Beezaura just hit
Okay.
and give him a dong.
Great, what is that?
Maybe.
That is a wisdom saving throw.
12.
Fail.
Fails.
Beautiful. He will take a D12 because he has taken damage.
He has taken damage, yep.
He will take 8
8
necrotic
damage.
damage.
So just as Beezaura's kind of hit him with the flail, he sort of gets himself ready and you watch his head kind of, and you see like a little blood run out his nose.
Yeah.
Sit down.
I'm just gonna turn to the other guy and like, you will die like your allies.
Beezaura's just
Anything else?
surrounded by testosterone.
So I was like, wow.
What's a girl like me to do?
You done there?
No.
Are you done there, Grim?
Yeah.
Okay, so Beezaura, after shouting to Mohan, he turns to you, "They're gentle fucking void!" And he takes a few steps in this direction.
Shit!
No. What the No.
Freaking a Mohan fucking hours out?
And he runs, pushes past you two, with the 2 axes there.
Seriously?
Oh yeah.
Well, he is
that is
I know, but
misses with one of them, hits with the
He's
other.
like highest ranking too.
yeah.
Super high.
Is this gonna fuck up
He
his
does
mental health?
5
Somebody
slashing
outranks him
damage.
that wants us dead.
Great, 5 slashing damage to that guy there.
That tiefling.
And that's going to be Mohan's turn.
Possibly.
He probably forgot the
I
notice
think
that I was
it's
there.
I think
It's
it's
Orba
more than
next.
I think he told somebody that I was there.
Who's there? There we go. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I guess she's gonna ready another action, but I doubt that anybody's gonna come out of this door now that she's used it. There's no way to ready an action for window and door. Should I be specific about?
yeah.
Okay, just the door. Ray of Frost.
Great. Okay, Safira.
I'm gonna ready an action for the same guy that I've got Hunter's Mark on.
Okay, great.
See if I see his head
Yep.
pop up again.
So, I mean, you saw that you hit him pretty good there, but
I'm gonna try to also take any movement that I can to make sure that I am like as behind a tree if
Sure,
that's
yeah.
possible.
Yeah, you can. So if you're readying an action to shoot, you can't really get sort of cover privileges from that because you have to be out enough to make the
okay.
shot. If you want to dart behind, you can, but you can't ready an action while you're doing that.
Never mind. I'll
Yeah.
stay exposed.
Yeah.
I'll remain exposed.
Swinging back over to the space, and then Erland.
Still hidden.
Right, let's get a little more view on those last couple ones there. Actually, bring this down a little bit. There we go.
I don't know what just
Great. Great, so the other guy gets hit, and he pushes Mohan off of him a little bit, and he points at Beezaura. She pissed on the faces of the gentle void! And he goes for Mohan Fowler with 1 attack there. 12 to hit, that's going to hit with no armor.
Yeah, and he
Mohan
helped her.
Fowler.
They left that out of the Genesis episode.
6 slashing damage on Mohan Fowl. So he does one attack on Mohan, but then he kind of pushes his way by, and he's going to attack, because he can't get to Beezaura, but he's going to attack Graven with the other one.
Well, these big, strong men in front of
19
me.
to hit. That'll hit.
It was like,
I'm leaving.
7 slashing damage.
I'm gonna use Stone's Endurance on this one.
And Graven sort of concentrates.
So it was 7.
Yep.
Yes, it's none of it.
Fully reduced.
Yeah,
Great.
fully reduced.
The sword hits Graven's skin, and you can hear an audible kind of ping as it sort of plings off of his skin there.
Non-lethal on the final one.
Okay. And then the last guy's gonna come in, and he's gonna hop the fence here, and he's gonna move around so he can attack Beezaura here with his 2 attacks.
Ooh.
14 to hit and 19 to hit.
Yep.
I think both of those hit.
How are you doing?
That's dirty.
7 slashing, 5 slashing, 12 total slashing. Is he?
Is she okay?
she's taking a shit ton.
Yeah, she was taking a lot of damage.
Big girl.
This is the first time though all day.
Okay.
No.
That's
Spy, so Erland, and
Erland's
then
up.
BZ's next.
okay.
You don't have to move him, Matt. I'm readying an action for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready, and same deal, readying an action for if anyone tries to come by.
Okay. Just to clarify, if someone like peeks up above the window, you're not within range.
No, I'm
Okay.
saying if they because they see Safira shooting, they see
Yep.
Orba shooting. If they try and run into the woods, I just want to pop out.
Sure. That's fine. Yep.
With my nunchaku.
Oh, right.
No, you don't.
It's me.
Boop.
Okay. Beezaura.
And then Thugs will be next.
So that guy in between them, he's hurt, right?
Both of them are hurt, at least partially. This one looks more hurt.
Okay, so I'm gonna go after that guy.
Okay. Yeah, we'll say it's a pretty
I
crowd
can
there,
do
but
that.
you can do that. Yeah.
I'll lift my shield a few inches off the ground.
thank you.
so you can get underneath it.
I'll go for the kneecaps.
Oh no.
7.
7 misses. So trying to squeeze between Mohan and Graven, you sort of flick the flail out when he dodges
I'm gonna
out the
use
way.
action surge.
Okay.
Nailed it.
Yes.
Yay.
It took, I haven't said it
Yeah.
in so long. Okay. Come on, baby. 9.
9 once again, squeezing between the two of them, just hard to get that full
It's so
extension on the
sad
flail.
Can't say
What
it,
the
can't do it.
heck?
Do you still have some of your halfling like abilities now, even with the draft jacket?
That's like that and second wind
Oh, okay.
and the lucky.
Got it.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I know. Remember those?
Okay.
Oh right.
Yeah, sorry, Thugs, then Yanyol.
Great. You hear a little bit of whispering inside. And you hear someone kind of along the floorboards. And there's a little bit of quiet. And you see just a hand come up
No, oh god.
and a bottle go flying through the air.
They're just gonna.
They throw a bottle out the window. I'm gonna say that. This is 10 feet. Yeah, okay. Just Erland is going to make a dexterity saving throw.
Come on, be dexterous. You're dexterous, monk.
7.
No, you're
7.
not.
Okay, you take.
Do not go
You
down.
take 6 poison damage, and I need you to make a saving throw against being poisoned, which you have advantage because of the antitoxin. So this is a separate
great.
saving.
So I take
Yep,
6 poison damage.
Yep.
And then what saving throw?
A Constitution saving throw with advantage.
13.
13. Great. Erland sort of wraps his cloak around his face as the fumes are just kind of sort of dissipating throughout the air. And you flap it a little bit to get some of the fumes to push away. Great.
Okay.
Great. So that was. The rest are going to stay put at the moment.
Okay, Yanyol.
Okay. Yanyol, there was nothing for him to really do there. He's going to keep ready.
He
in
wasn't
action.
able to get an opportunity on the hand.
It's
coming over
literally
now?
like this coming up. I mean.
Thought I'd ask.
Shoot the bottle.
Pull!
So he stays like aiming at the window and he kind of whispers loudly for people to hear. What? Now! Okay. Great.
Yeah, we don't know.
Graven the Mohan.
Great question, Jan.
So they've both taken damage.
They have both taken damage. Yep.
The one right there, kind of in front of Mohan and I'll point the finger over the top of the shield and try to boom.
Great. Wisdom save.
Wisdom save.
Natural 1.
Natural 1, you said?
Excellent.
That will hurt him.
Yes.
He will die.
He will take a specific number of 4. 4 necrotic. I was like looking for the plus. I was like,
Graven points the finger over, sort of rattles him a little bit, but he stays kind of on his feet with his 2 blades in hand. Right. Moving it all, great, staying there. Great, we swing over to Mohan is up next, and he quickly sort of turns to Graven. I'm not keeping them fucking alive, I know why they're here! Goes for 2 more attacks.
Love it.
Oh shit.
On the one that you just went at.
Fair enough.
Again, one of them hits. And that's 8 slashing damage on that guy. Hits him with the blade, and he kind of pulls the axe back, and it rips out of his shoulder blade there. Oh, and he sort of crumbles forward.
I want to know exactly who sent them!
Okay, you can say that.
You can say that, but he don't care.
He doesn't care, but
He knows who sent them.
We are back to the top.
We are back to the
Probably.
top with Orba.
All right, Orba.
I'm just
You're on the
gonna
periphery still.
Yeah.
and just.
I'm 60 feet away, right?
From
From the corner of the lodge.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Yep, from the corner. Yeah.
Is 30 feet still on the cliffside, I guess? Or is it-
If you were to get here, that's the edge. 10, 20, 30 wouldn't reach the cabin itself.
Okay. Orba's gonna get there, and then does she have leftover movement speed to get down, to get prone, or no?
Yeah, you can get prone. Sure.
Orba's gonna get
Yeah,
prone.
prone on the edge. You're not behind a tree or anything, but you're prone on the hillside. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna. Yep, I'm
Anything
ready.
else?
Nope, I'm just.
No readied action or anything.
May as well. All right, I'll hold Ray of Frost for the
Yeah.
for the window.
Okay, great. All right, Safira.
okay. I can't see anyone, right? I certainly can't see my guy.
Yep, I am.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna stay where I am. Then I think.
Okay.
Is there a time limit on Hunter's Mark?
Lasts
Yes,
for a
there
certain number of
is,
rounds.
but
It's pretty long. I think it's an
pretty
hour.
long. So.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
it's an hour?
I
Yeah.
think so.
7.
No, it's
100
it's an hour.
Yeah,
I think.
up to an hour. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, there's no danger of it running out though.
Okay, just hold an action there. All right.
Yeah. I mean, I'm worried they're
Okay,
planning.
the spy, the last remaining spy.
It's also not
I mean, yeah, I think the more we don't go.
Yeah, I know.
The spy kind of seeing now the 3 of you. You can see a little bit of fear in his eyes, but he sort of looks at his sort of fallen brethren and sort of making it up in his mind to just try and complete the mission.
Wow.
Poor guy.
15 to hit and 12 to hit.
They both hit, so this is the worst day of my life.
4 slashing damage, 5 slashing damage, 11
Okay.
total.
You what?
Or
Yeah.
9 total. Sorry.
I was gonna say, I'm like,
Yeah.
watch it.
With 2 slashes, and Beezaura kind of dodges enough out of the way to not take the full brunt of the hit, but with a couple more cuts. Okay, that was the only spy there.
Erland and Beezaura.
Is there a... is that a tree right there?
Yep,
Is that a tree right there?
yep.
Could I conceivably... No one's looking through the window, right?
Not that you can tell.
Can I try and sneak down and get myself right next to the window?
Like
so,
with it above you?
Yeah, so that if they try... I guess that'd put me prone, or...
No, you're
approaching? Okay.
squatting.
So just so that, like, if I see a hand come up or if they poke their head up, I can nunchaku you up.
Sure.
So I'm gonna get close and I'm gonna ready that action.
Okay.
Okay, Beezaura, then Thug.
Okay, Zara.
Can I ask a question?
You may, yes.
If I wanted to empty the jacket, is that an action?
Empty the jacket.
Like, because I don't have.
You don't have the jacket on.
That is the. Okay, then I'm just gonna go ahead and try and flout.
Okay.
Forget all that thinking that just took place in the past 10 minutes. Okay. 1, 2, 4. 12.
12 hits, roll for damage.
What kind of damage?
I don't care.
For the damage.
You're the only one who wants them alive.
7.
7 damage. Zara.
Oh!
Come on!
New beast.
Everyone enjoy Zara's mechanical new kill cam.
And I counted to 4 on that roll. It works, guys. Okay.
Boom! And with a satisfying, revenge-filled thump, she hits him on the side of the head, and it just hits the
They
side of
will
his eye
never
socket. You
get
watch
me.
it kind of collapse a lid on his face. And he crumples to the ground.
I said to keep them alive!
And you watch
Reason?
Mohan go over.
That is the sexiest thing I've ever seen.
Graven, I need to go.
Get out of here!
Okay, let's complete the other combat here.
Sorry. That was satisfying.
Even if you had,
He would have fucking hatcheted it for sure.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. He would. There's no way.
All right. Oops, I'm on camera. Yeah. Oh, I'll go to the people. Okay, who's up next? That was.
Who was it?
That was
that
me,
was
so
Beezaura.
the
Who's
thug.
after Beezaura?
The thug.
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 Thank you. Thug's the last.
Thugs.
Thugs with
Need
a
to
Z.
move him over just a little bit there.
Thug got teleported.
There we go. Okay, a little more whispering. You hear kind of some clinking sounds.
Now
like
that I'm
things
close,
being
can I hear
passed.
what they're saying?
They're speaking another language, and not one that you speak. Yes.
Sick.
So you hear kind of a little clinking, and then make an attack roll for me.
Come on.
Dirty 20 to hit.
That hits. Roll for damage.
There we go.
It does max damage. Because it's my
Oh
first hit
yes,
still.
it's your first hit still. Very nice.
So that's with my nunchaku, so that does 10 bludgeoning
10
damage.
bludgeoning
There we
damage.
go.
Excellent.
So that doesn't do any. I know that that's because Safira has the special rules. If I do a follow-up attack, that doesn't also get max damage on the same turn.
No, it's just
okay.
yeah,
Cool.
it has to be the if that's a separate attack, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yes,
it
if
is.
it's a separate
bonus
attack,
action.
it doesn't get
Okay,
the
cool.
bonus.
So it just does 10 damage.
And as you go up and hit it, he's in mid-throw and it connects with his wrist and it shatters. I need you to make a dexterity
But
saving
hopefully
throw.
he'll have to do it too, and some people
Yeah.
inside.
He will have to do
Inside,
it, as a
yeah,
matter of
come
fact.
Fuck
Oh
me.
fuck.
9.
Okay, we'll do yours first. So you failed that, which means you take 5 more poison damage.
do you not have? Oh,
It's
right,
the
sorry.
yeah. It's
5 poison damage, and now I need you to make another
Save.
Constitution with advantage because that's the
Okay, 15.
15. So Erland, knowing from last
That
time,
antitoxin
hits
is
it and immediately
huge.
covers his face as you see the sort of greenish cloud of dust spray out. 2 of these guys are both going to make saving throws.
It's still up, I guess.
One failed. The guy near the window fails. The other one saves, so he takes half damage.
He's taking a shit ton. That guy right at the window.
Yes, he has.
I kind of think of Rudhiran as more
And right, it shatters, and you see the hand he sort of reels back, and then there's a little bit of and you hear him go limp. And Safira actually can sense it because of her hunter's mark.
Oh shit.
He did.
He is dead.
Oh great. Okay.
And so did you say the other guy? I guess I wouldn't know, but would I hear the other guy choking as
There
well?
was a little bit of coughing, yeah, but you're not sure if he sort of took the full effects of it. But
Okay. But it seems like they would know where I am now, yes?
I mean, yes,
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, they saw presumably something come up and
Great.
hit the guy. Yes, as it did that. Okay. So after seeing that, because that guy passed at him, so this one's gonna come running in. Gonna come over to the window, and he's gonna peer out the window, which gives both Yanyol and Safira.
Oh my
You're
God.
watching the door of the
Shit.
window.
This is actually
I was watching the window this time.
Window. Okay. Then
This is
go.
actually working really well.
Yeah. I'm
Shut
gonna,
up! Don't jinx it! Shut up!
Yanyol misses.
We get
God,
just
Jan,
attacks of
God
opportunity.
No, just attacks, straight up attacks, because
This is a held attack.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. Why'd you say something? 9 to hit.
Nine
Why did you
misses.
speak?
24 to hit.
24 hits.
This guy's not hurt.
This guy's a new guy.
is,
Yep. Not
1d8.
his.
There you go.
Okay. 7. And I didn't. Yeah, 7.
7 damage. Great. 7 piercing damage.
So used to rolling my.
Sort of fire. But then it sort of reaches out the window and with a sword it's gonna try and stab down at Erland there with its action. Get my shit out here. That is a natural 20.
Ooh. Okay.
Fuck. Fuck.
That is 11 slashing damage.
Haha! Get the fuck out of there, you idiot!
And Erland kind of a spray
You
of blood
stupid
kind of goes
moron,
up
get
on the
out.
side of the wall there that you guys see. And that's it. That
Is
their
he
turn.
engaged? Because there's a wall between us. Is he engaged with me in combat?
He would not get an opportunity.
Okay.
attack,
What did we say
because he's
about
reaching
rolling
through the window.
No, I
Get
know.
out.
I know. I know.
So he ducks also back down behind the window, so he's not standing there. And that's it. Yanyol, so he took a
sucks.
shot. He's gonna sort of get ready another action pointed at the window. He's waiting for further command if you guys want to order him around, but for now.
Poor guy.
That's fine. That's the right thing.
I
Orba
You sound
prone
so-
there on the ridge side.
Get out
yeah.
of
I have a
this
question about Thunderwave. Does it go through a wooden
Disengage.
wall?
I want the discount.
Read the description of it.
Okay. A wave of thunderous force sweeps out of you. Each creature in a 15-foot cube originating from you must take a Constitution saving throw. Failed saves, yada yada. On a successful save, creature takes half as much damage. In addition, unsecured objects are completely within the area of effect or automatically pushed. It doesn't really say anything about.
I'm gonna say it's a shockwave in the air that it goes. It'll work its way around the wall, yes. If it's completely blocked off, it wouldn't.
Is it only
See what I'm
enemies?
saying?
Or?
No, it's
So if you were to cast it like through a window, it would push the air through, so it could. But if you're just casting it at a wall, it wouldn't get to the other side of the wall.
Right. Okay.
So if
and
there's
then
no opening at all, it would not make it to the other side.
a closed window or a broken window.
You could, I mean, that would break
That
a
would
window.
break a window?
Yeah.
And was there a window here, or am I thinking the door?
Yep. The window on that
That
side
was here and here. right?
is there. There's a window there, and then if Erland described it to you, there's a window there too.
Okay.
This is a door.
Orba's gonna hold for. Oh, fuck, Erland looks rough. Orba's actually going to take aim. She's gonna cast just a simple ray of frost at this window and try to break it and make
Okay.
it seem like
Give me an attack roll.
people are trying to infiltrate that area. That's a 21 to hit.
You hear the glass shatter.
Okay.
What's their
And
attention?
then, how far am I from the house now? 40 feet?
From the corner, yeah, 10, 20, 30, 40. Yeah, not from the window or the door. But the
And
corner.
are there any, if I were to slide down this ridge, are there any trees or anything to hide behind as I do that?
Not right there. You can see those. There's one there, there's one there, and there's one there, but there's none right here.
Okay, Orba's gonna say fuck it, and she's gonna slide down this ridge.
It takes half movement to get back up to slide down the ridge.
Okay.
And then,
And then I'm gonna try to get behind this tree if I
I
can.
don't know if you have enough movement for that. What's your total movement?
30?
30. So it takes 15 to stand up.
Okay.
And then 10, 15 doesn't get you all the way to the tree.
Then let's keep me by the ridge then. Let's keep me back
Okay.
in some darkness there.
Sure.
Okay. And
Standing
I'm
by the ridge.
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
Alright, and then it's Safira and then Erland.
Okay, can I see anyone at all or no?
Not at the moment.
Okay, then I am going to ready an attack. And can I? No, I can't cast Hunter's Mark without seeing someone.
So, yeah, no.
I don't
'cause
think I can. I think I
You
have to.
can
be able to
pass
see
it
them.
as a bonus action, but you couldn't have done that on the in-between turns. You can't have a held bonus action.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can't.
I'm
cast it.
gonna ready an action
Okay.
for whoever comes out of the door.
The door this time? Alright.
Yeah.
Great.
So I don't have to disengage to not
You
provoke
do
an-
not have to.
Great. So I'm gonna move. I'm gonna try and keep down, try and stay out of the light, and I'm gonna move 40 feet to behind my tree again.
20, 30, 40 puts you back in the tree.
Great, and I'm taking a healing potion.
Okay. Alright.
Let me roll for that. Sorry, 1 sec. What is it again?
2d4 plus
2d4. Thank you.
And then it'll be Thugs and Yanyol.
5 plus 2, 7. It's alright. It's okay. And I'm gonna sort of stay behind the tree there.
Okay, great. So
My
we're
turn.
back to the thugs. On the corner there. Great. Once again, you're going to see people pop up. Jan Yol's going to get this attack held action on this one who pops up to throw another vial of poison. 18 hits.
Nice.
5 piercing damage on that
Drop
guy.
it again.
I'm gonna say that because it wasn't a melee
Yeah.
blunt force, it doesn't quite sort of knock it out, but he does tosses it out there, tosses it as far as he can, which is gonna be, I think it's a 40-foot throw. 10, 20, 30, 40. I think this is gonna be Orba and Erland in a 10-foot.
Guys, what
are you saying
about going in?
I'm gonna have Orba make. She's just on the cusp. I'm gonna have you make it with advantage.
Okay.
Dexterity saving throw. You without advantage. You with advantage.
18.
18. So take half damage.
Dexterity save. 18.
18. Great. So you both take 3 poison damage. Just
Okay.
half damage. And I need you both to make with advantage Constitution saving throw.
15.
Constitution. 10.
10. Orba kind of reeling over a little bit. Sort of not used to the fumes. Erland was kind of ready for it as he's seen it a couple times already. You have the poisoned condition. right
Okay.
now. Disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls.
Okay.
Not on spells that do saving throws.
Right.
But yes. Okay,
Is
and
that
now.
something? I'm sorry. Is that something that I roll for at the top of every turn?
No.
How long does it last then?
It lasts for an hour until you cleanse it in some way.
Okay. Okay.
This one's gonna pop open the door. You both have held actions on the door? No, you do.
Can I cast Hunter's Mark now on this
You may.
guy?
This is a
Okay.
bonus action.
Great.
Yep, Hunter's Mark.
These guys have all not been hit. No, guy at the window just got hit.
Both
by
of these guys have been hit.
Yes.
Oh,
So
This
I
guy got
cast
hit
slap
by
this guy.
the broken
yeah.
poison bottle.
Okay,
Yep.
come on, come on.
Oh, so he has been hit.
He has been hit. Yep.
19 to hit.
19 hits. So this is hit plus Colossus plus Hunter's Mark.
Colossus.
Yes.
Okay.
So do this first.
8.
8.
Okay, 7
It's 15.
plus. Okay.
20.
20.
20 damage. Okay.
Fuck yeah.
Sort of reels, it goes down to one knee a little bit. And he sort of sends out a curse with sort of his last breath that he has. He's going to send it out in the direction of the arrow came from, and you need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Be wise.
You're in the darkness. Give it with advantage for me, because you can't really totally pinpoint your position. Oh, that was so
Oh,
close to a nat
come on! Oh, wisdom. 5.
5. Okay. I need you to roll a d6 for me as a random curse is about to inflict
Oh
you.
my god.
Fun.
6.
6.
Random person.
Oh, that's the good one.
You get plus 10 on all
Let's
attacks.
see. Okay. You gain vulnerability to a damage type of the creature's choice. They're mostly doing poison damage with their poison. They're going to make you vulnerable to poison damage.
Great.
So that means it's double?
Double damage, yeah. So just make them note that, and the curse lasts until the curse is lifted.
If the guy dies, does that typically make a curse stop? If the
No, not
it doesn't.
typically. Yeah. Depends on the type of curse, but not typically.
Wait, vulnerable to poison, you said, right?
They're vulnerable to poison damage. Okay, and that is going to be it.
Yanyo.
Yanyol, great. Took that shot. The person is ducked back behind, but he's gonna move along the ridge here,
Okay, alright, buddy.
and he can see the person out front. He's gonna take a shot at them.
How much damage did that guy for?
20.
13 hits. 5 hits the arrow, and then the guy's already kind of down.
Okay.
There we go.
Goes down. Okay.
Whew.
All right. Yanyol's done.
Yep.
Okay,
Orba.
it's Orba. Can I get to behind? Fuck. I'm gonna get behind. No.
Let's go.
What's
go
happening?
away,
A
run.
lot of
Too many
emotions are
things-
going
Too many
happening.
things that are in my brain.
Run.
I guess I'm already like initially poisoned, but if they throw it again, I'll take that initial damage.
Yeah, the poison damage is separate from the poison condition, yes.
Okay. Yeah. Alright, Orba's gonna get behind not Erland's tree. This other tree here.
Which one?
This guy. Can I
Okay.
get to that?
10, 20, 35. Yeah, you can be at
30 feet?
Yep.
Is that okay? Okay.
Yeah. It's a lot of it.
Great. And I'm gonna hold another like ray of frost for if I can get this guy in the window here.
Okay. You got it. Safira. Sorry, I wasn't really showing that.
Can I have 30 feet of movement. Can I get to where Orba is?
No, they're 10-foot squares, so 10, 20, 30, 40, she's 50
Okay,
feet away.
can I get to another adjacent tree? Is there like a tree?
10,
Just because I want to
20,
mix up my
30.
location
Yeah,
a
there's
little
a
bit.
tree right there
Yes.
on the edge. Yeah.
Okay, I want to get to...
You're still also up on the ridge. She's
You
down
didn't
at the
know.
bottom of the ridge. You're
Okay,
still
great.
up.
So, I'm going to then ready an action for this guy at this window.
Okay, you got it. We got 2 readied actions on the window. Erland.
Erland, yeah. Thug.
That's another tree up here, yeah?
Yep, that's up the ridge.
I'm gonna sort of quietly try and get behind that tree. And, can use another healing potion.
Okay. 2d4 plus 2.
Six plus 2 is 8.
There we go.
Alright. That's a little comfier. Okay. And I'm gonna sort of get myself. I can't use the hide action, but I'm gonna put myself behind it.
Sure, you can be behind cover. That's not the hide action.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Alright, thugs.
All right. A little bit of noise coming from inside the cabin.
Can't believe I used those.
Sort of attempting to make their stand here. This one, the door opens, and someone comes out. And this one's a little more heavily armored. They're not wearing like full plate or anything, but not just sort of a simple leather piece of armor. Seems to have a little bit of like chainmail armor that comes
metal?
out. Yeah, metal armor. And he has a shield, and he holds the shield up, and you can see he's kind of trying to do something behind the shield as he's walking forward.
Oh no.
And tosses a vial into the woods there. I'm gonna kind of randomize the because he can't pinpoint you exactly. He's aiming kind of here, and I'm gonna roll for the direction. Okay, it goes this way. I need Safira and Yanyol to make dexterity saving throws. It's 18 for Yanyol.
16.
16 both pass. You take half damage. You take only 2 poison damage.
So if I'm
each.
vulnerable, does that mean that I take twice that?
Yes, you
4?
take 4 poison damage. Yep.
Okay.
Great. Another vial goes out, sort of swirling about, and now Constitution saving throw. Did you drink one of the antitoxins as well?
No, didn't. Don't
Okay,
have
so
one.
not with advantage.
Yeah, gave it to you.
15 for you.
Constitution. 7.
7. You are poisoned.
Great.
Disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
And poison. Fuck.
Oh, I do have a couple of those. Orba, Safira, both poisoned.
Oh, they actually say it.
Yeah.
Can temp HP bring someone back from the, revive someone?
No, an unconscious person? No.
Shove the root in their mouth.
That's what I was thinking.
Doesn't work that way.
Okay. That was the first one. The other one is going to pop up once again, which means Safira and Orba both held actions.
Disadvantage.
Yep.
Yep, both with disadvantage.
Both? You're both
Yeah, we're
both
both
poisoned.
poisoned. Can I cast Hunter's Mark again?
Doesn't matter.
No, 'cause
This is ready.
Yeah, this is a ready action.
Am I though? Am I poisoned?
I know.
Didn't
Oh,
notice.
disadvantage.
Yeah, right.
22 to hit.
22 hits.
21 to hit.
21 hits. Also with disadvantage.
There we
Yeah.
go.
He is
Spicy.
injured as well. He doesn't have Hunter's Mark, but he is
He's
injured.
He's injured.
6 damage from me, and his movement speed is reduced by 10.
Great.
11.
Great. 11. Goes up to hurl another vial. It instantly gets kind of peppered with a couple attacks. He drops the vial and kind of
my
Nice.
Yes.
and you watch him like
Oh my
flop
God.
out the window.
Yes.
Oh wow!
Fucking
And
rough.
so he's like,
Everyone's falling out of windows
Yes.
Hey, there could still be 4 people in there. You don't know.
Oh, you know what?
today. One more battle
Don't
cry.
even-
and
Okay,
don't even-
that's them. Yanyol, great Yanyol, sort of feeling the tides of the battle turning in your favor, sort of looks to the rest of you, fires another arrow at this guy. 13 to hit, that hits. Oh no, it's the chain armor guy. Nope, it doesn't hit. Oh, fire, and the arrow just kind of ricochets a little bit off the metal chain, and Yanyol, you can see him kind of drawing another arrow. Okay, he's gonna stay there. Orba.
So, is he like 30 feet away from me?
10, 20, 30, he's exactly 30 feet away.
Alright. And what is he holding now? Is it easy to tell? Like, does he have a sword?
Yeah, he's got a sword.
He's got a sword. Okay.
He reached, he had a shield, and then he tossed a vial, but now it looks like he pulled a sword off of his hip. Yeah.
Safira's gonna be so mad at me.
Oh.
I'm gonna get within.
No!
15
Whatever you're about to
feet.
say, no! Safira sees her going
is
and it's
half?
just like.
Is that half my movement?
Yep. You have 30 feet of movement?
Yes.
Yep.
You go down
You're now
to this
15 feet
level,
away
I'm
from
going
15
to kill
feet.
you.
She's gonna, with Crystal in one hand, turn her fist and cast Thunder Wave.
Okay.
So he has to make a Constitution saving throw.
Is this first level, or?
First level, sadly, yes.
4 plus 2, 6.
Fails.
Nice.
Alright. So he takes 2d8 thunder. And he's pushed back 10 feet as well.
Oh, nice.
Give it to me again. No, okay.
11 damage.
You
11
tonight,
thunder
Jax.
damage.
He watches the sort of burst of air. He gets pushed back against the wall of the cottage there.
And then Orba's gonna take 15 feet back,
Okay, back
and like
to
get
the
as
tree.
close to
Yep.
that tree as possible.
Sure, you do so. So you watch as that kind of pulse of air goes out.
Homer into the hedge.
Safira,
Yes.
you're up.
Okay, I am going to go ahead and losing my last spell slot, cast Hunter's Mark, and we're
If
gonna.
we do one more combat today, I'm gonna kill myself.
Me too.
We're all going to sleep.
We're all going to sleep immediately after
We're all going to have a
this.
drink.
Hey, sleeping is not safe.
Yeah, right.
30,
Disadvantage or
20 hits. Roll for
I
it.
definitely need a rest.
disadvantage?
That was with disadvantage.
Oh no, that was not with
Sorry.
disadvantage. Oh, thank you for reminding me. Okay, 12 to hit.
12 misses.
I'm sorry.
The armored unit
I
kind
forgot.
of, once again, he sort of
No,
curls
it's okay.
up with his shield a little bit and sticks into the shield. Okay, Erland.
How far away from he? How?
Why
How far away from he?
How far
How
away
far
from
away
Shiny?
is he from
Can I
Orba?
attack him?
From
How
Orba?
far
Yes.
PB.
10, 20, 30, 40 feet.
He also.
Got pushed, yes.
No, that was the other
Oh.
guy that got reduced speed. We're good.
Oh, yes.
Never mind.
Yeah, he didn't.
How
You
far
did
away
say-
from him am I?
10, 20, 30, 40, 50. We'll call it 50 would put you within melee range of him.
You want to dash?
Does he know where I am? Would I get unseen attack around him?
If you're running up on a target, you would not get unseen.
What if I were to appear in that tree right next to him?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh yeah, there we go. Come on.
Erland, seeing that this guy has his attention sort of focused on them, I'm gonna sort of take a deep breath, having not done it in a while, and like slide into the tree that I'm
Presses your hand into it, and almost like it's just like a shimmering illusion, he just kind of...
and I'm gonna pop
Disappears
out,
into the
I
tree.
guess, as much sort of, I guess, right in front of him as
Yeah, you
possible. Stepping out and like nunchaku attack.
Go ahead, make an attack with advantage.
Let me make a Constitution save first, actually.
Oh, for sepsis.
For sepsis, yeah.
Oh, uh-oh.
Oh, nice. I'm good. 15.
So Jan Yol, who's like sort of concentrating on the guy lining up another shot, he watches Erland, who he had just checked in with
shit.
Erland,
Yeah.
and then he looks to his right, and Erland is just like in an instant appears out of the tree there.
That's gonna be close. 18 to hit.
18 hits.
Nice.
Roll for damage.
What do you think it is, Beezaura?
He's
So
wearing chain armor and has a shield.
that is 6 bludgeoning damage,
Right? 6
I like this
bludgeoning
little
damage.
and
Not good.
It's not fun, is it?
I'm gonna use a
feel
key
like
point
they
to
would
use
have one.
flurry of blows.
This is real.
Do these come with advantage as well?
No, just
No?
the first attack.
Okay.
As soon as they're aware of you, which he would get after he got hit.
Those are flurry of blows are unarmed. 11 to hit.
That misses. Let's make that one.
Here we go.
21 to hit.
That
There we
hits.
go, there we
Roll
go,
down.
there we go.
So that
Just
is
make him a proner.
6 bludgeoning damage.
6 bludgeoning damage. As Erland's fist is coming in, he's like kind of reeling back for the attack. He moves his shield away, and you can see that he has like a little, almost like a bandolier that he had a couple vials on. I'm gonna give you the option if you want to strike the vial, which would explode.
I would love to strike the vial, Matt.
Oh.
Erland
Yes,
punched
I
it
would
first.
love
So
to
how much
strike
damage
the
was
vial.
it?
Okay, fuck.
6.
I think it
I
was
think
six.
it's 6
I would love
bludgeoning.
to strike.
I also, this would still, I still get my flurry of blows.
Yes,
Great.
go ahead and do that.
So he seems very sturdy and strong.
Yeah,
rather than
he
dexterous.
has. I mean, he has.
Let's have him make a
No,
dex
I just
saving
forgot
throw.
Dexterity saving throw.
You get to choose?
He gets to choose different types of abilities. Cool. Yeah. 12.
12 fails. Let's use this for the first time.
First?
So he, instead of being knocked prone, as Erland
going
punches
on?
this, vines whip out of his hand and wrap the guy restrained.
Oh!
Wow.
And he holds him there.
A little Indiana Jones
And
over
is he
here.
restrained?
He is restrained, so he has to use an action to make a strength saving throw to break it.
Wow.
And let me make another sepsis check
There we
here,
go.
which I pass.
Jeez.
Look at
And
this.
now
This is
let's
so cool.
do the fucking
Great, so
broken
the
thing.
vines go out and you hold him, and as you do so, you go in,
Yep.
crash the vial. So he's going to make his dexterity saving throw with disadvantage because he is restrained. You still have to make a dexterity saving throw.
Be
that's a
dexterous.
fail.
Don't punch
11?
11 fails.
that. Oh, did you just get yourself poisoned by punching the vial?
You both take 6 poison damage. And then the vial crashes, and it's sort of wrapped up there in the vines, and he tries to turn his head, but you can see the vapors just like seeping up into his face, and the like wrinkled skin is just sort of burning away as the vial sort of eats away at him. And I need Erland to show us how it's done here.
So having wrapped him up in the vine, Erland comes in with the right, hits the vial, and the sort of vapors crawl up, and Erland just ducks his head behind his cloak. as the guy sort of ages and crumples down, and then Erland sort of slowly, the vines just retract into his hands. And he turns
My
around
boy.
and looks at Jan Yol and says, "The debt's cleared."
Oh, you just blew.
Exhausting.
And Yanyol's sort of he's 50 feet away from
Yeah.
you, 60 feet.
The
So I'll yell, "The debt's cleared!"
I can't read lips.
Search the bodies.
Yanyol slides down the side.
I'm gonna slide down too.
Dusted.
Fuck's sake, that could have gone worse.
You fought well.
Teach him not to take a
You
hostage.
fought strange.
He's like that.
I'm glad I asked you. And he says that and he immediately turns away, almost that he was like embarrassed to like compliment you in that way. And he sort of turns his attention back towards. So he's kind of, are you guys patting down the bodies that are like outside?
Including the one that we hid. as
Everybody give me investigation check.
Hostage? Anybody? Should we look?
Yanyol looks like he's heading towards the
Okay.
You guys are going to the bodies.
Right,
He's
like,
going
why
to
do I
oh, yes!
This one was my friend! They tried him.
Investigation checks?
well. 21.
You have disadvantage, right?
Oh, yes, I do. 'cause
You
I'm
guys are both
poisoned. Thank you.
Yeah.
I keep freaking forgetting. 18.
14.
14. Okay, you guys pat down the bodies pretty good. In addition to this, they're sort of, I mean, they have crude weapons, or the leather armor and things. It looks like one intact vial of Cruxia poison was on that guy that Erland struck down.
I'll take that. I'll take
We'll
that.
say that Erland, we saw that Erland was the closest one to him, so if you want to take that,
Yeah.
you can. That's a Cruxia poison,
you're
one
taking-
vial of
okay.
Cruxia poison. And you find on a couple of the guys carving knives that have long locks of what looks like human hair sort of tied to the hilt. And in addition to their sort of history of growing out their long hair, when they get kills, they cut the hair off of enemies and sort of tie them to their, affix them to their weapons.
Cute.
So you have a couple of Cruxia knives, if you want sort of ceremonial Cruxia knives. So you have a couple of
Do you think these are worth anything?
I mean,
I suppose you could
Potentially.
make a wig.
well, you could also sell them.
Yeah, I know, I've been wanting a wig.
And you hear Yanyol push the door open, you can hear him inside going.
Let's go inside.
Is your
and
friend
check.
alright?
Well, sort of go in.
You guys are
Go
going
in, yeah.
inside?
How many
Daggers.
daggers did we just grab?
3.
Do you want to grab 2 and I'll grab 1?
Alright.
Or do you want all 3? I don't give a shit.
No, I don't need all 3.
Alright.
Make a wig so you can hide from broken.
Nerland's the closest. You go into the house after patting
Yeah.
down that body that you were right next to. You kind of look around. It looks like Yanyol immediately walked into that kind of far room on the right and pushes the door open. He gets down onto his knees, and he kind of lifts the head of a Rudhiran elf that's lying there in the corner, and you watch his eyes kind of. It's good to see you. And you watch as Yanyol sort of. I went against Sketskir's orders, and you watch the guy kind of. Thank you. Thank you. Sort of lying, just holding there. So you have a moment here.
Looking around the cabin and what's
You can
inside.
take-
I'm
around the
gonna
gap?
go to the guy and take out one of the roots that I have
Okay.
and offer it.
Great,
So-
Yanyol sort of. Thank you. Sort of allows him to chew up a little. Chews on a little bit as he's lying there.
Throws weapons.
So you take a look around the cabin, and it does seem like, first of all, the Cruxia had a kind of pile of spare clothes or whatever they weren't using. There's a couple of coin purses near them. Yanyol sees that you're kind of looking around the cabin rummaging. Cabin rummaging. And he does kind of raise his eye a little bit because you do know that the
Thank
cabin
goodness.
was serving as their sort of medical supplies and things.
Are you alright if we take the Cruxia things?
Nothing of ours.
Of course.
You know. Take 3 coin purses.
Okay.
I will roll for the gold in those.
100
Find 100 gold.
First
1 copper.
10, 19. Wow, 10, 9, 8. You find 27 gold.
Oh,
3 coin purses.
So distributed evenly then? Yeah.
Thank
9
you.
gold.
That's 9 each.
Yes.
Thank you.
You do look around and you see some small crates of what
Very
look like
smart.
supplies, bandages, healing balms, and herbs. Some riot roots as well in like one of the crates. Some random provisions, fruits, nuts, dried meats. And you do see there is 2 healing potions. That probably was not the Crooksy. It was probably part of the supply stores.
Okay. What now?
Oh.
I stay here. When he can walk, I will take him back to the Rudhirans, and then we as a group will come back to this cabin.
All right.
Okay. Do you think that there would likely be others?
They rove in small groups.
Okay.
I think this was all of them.
Well, I hope you're safe here.
Thank you.
Do you need us to come back, or will Daldoon or... Incidentally, can you tell me where Daldoon is?
He is staying in Navikapura, as I said, trying to get Cliff Ironcloud's attention. He is in a room at all hands on deck, a bar in Montparanina.
Do you know which one?
Which one what?
Which room?
No, I didn't go with him to get the room.
I'm glad we were able to save your friend. I'm sorry that I was trepidatious.
It is done. We all have lived. It is done.
So
I will tell Sketskier that the debt is considered paid. If he does not uphold this, well, he will answer to me then, I suppose. I will carry the debt.
all right. Well, if you need us,
I'm saying I will consider the debt paid. If Sketskier does not, then I will have paid it, and therefore your debt is transferred to me.
all right.
We appreciate that.
If you need us again, or if Skedskier wants to talk to us further, you know where to find us.
Yes. I will tell Soteria that you helped me. I don't know if that means anything to you.
She seems to have friends in town.
Yes. If you wish to get word to us for any reason, go through her.
All right.
Okay.
We'll start making our way back then. Would you mind if we took 1 healing potion?
Make a persuasion check.
13?
I would rather you didn't, but for what you have done here, I will not hold it against you if you do.
Thank you. Erland's gonna go over and just grab just 1 single one.
I'm kind of under my breath, Erland. Come on, we can afford it.
I used 2 and almost died.
Okay.
He doesn't protest at all. He doesn't even seem to be like, oh man, I shouldn't have told him to take.
That was a yes. That
Shouldn't have been so indifferent.
That was a test.
You failed
No,
it.
he respectfully allows you to come up with
Put him up.
Get some sleep.
You as well.
You too.
And your friend. I'm glad you're alive.
He's very weak, but he's sort of, thank you.
In the end, could we see if there was a door? Was there a door in the attached to the
shed?
The shed?
So over in the kitchen area, take a little wander over there. Give me a perception check.
Let's just take a look.
Not 20.
You look over in the kitchen area, and it looks like maybe even it was unused, like both the Crooksy and the Rudhiran elves didn't notice it, but that there might be kind of a false wall on the back wall. So it's not a true door, but that it might like kind of slide open if you noticed it.
Erland's gonna walk over to it and...
Are you trying not to be seen? Do you care?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and do it quietly.
Give me a stealth check.
Are you
Oh my
hiding
God,
from
are
us
you
or
hiding?
just
He's hiding
Yo-Yo?
from. I don't know.
22.
22. I'm gonna
I
say
have to do it quietly, period.
the
Right.
elves
Yeah.
do not see you. Give me perception checks for Orba and Safira.
Disadvantage.
Yep.
Thank you.
Have fun.
17.
17. Okay, so Erland walks over into the kitchen area and you watch him kind of... He's doing a pretty good job just sort of perusing, looking around, and he kind of pushes on one wall. He doesn't immediately give away that there's anything there, but you can see him rummaging around. I mean, the space is not that big, so to walk through it or into it, she would notice you leaving the room.
That's fine.
Okay. Do you walk through it?
Yeah.
Great. kind of slides open. And you see a kind of dusty little storage room in the back here that looks like it hasn't been touched in some time. It has kind of a, not a putrid, but a musty sort of smell that maybe there was food stores in here a long while back that have kind of, over time, decayed a little bit.
Nothing if I look around.
Are you gonna, okay, make an investigation check.
Oh my god. Do not steal from these people.
Investigation is 22.
22.
No, it hasn't been used.
Oh.
Yeah, it seems like probably the Rudhirans or the Crooksea both did not notice that this thing was in there. You find a small chest of small pieces of jewelry that it looks like maybe someone kept their valuables back in this little hidden room. There's
nice.
2 necklaces and a ring. There's nothing particularly note about them. They don't have like a crest or jewels in them or anything, but not worthless. Like the metal seems to have held up over time. And you find 1 potion of greater healing. A dusty sort of bottle that it's so dusty that at first you sort of pick it up and you're not even sure what it is. You have to kind of like rub it with your thumb to see the kind of liquid inside the bottle. That is tasty.
That's so tasty.
I'm gonna quietly close the chest. And
Did you take the things from it?
Oh, I took absolutely
Oh
everything.
my god.
And I'm gonna quietly close the chest. And I'm gonna sort of walk back out and not trying to hide it this time. I'm gonna close the door. And I'm gonna sort of call out to everyone, say, Jan, the door that you said, the cabin.
Yes.
You might want to fortify this. There is a secret door here. It could be used as a sort of attack.
Kind of comes over a little bit. He sort of pushes against it and he's surprised. It's very well hidden there against. Thank you.
When you take out camp, make sure you fortify. There's just sort of an old, unused storage area.
We will check for supplies as well, but for now I must any point.
Yes, for sure. Just make sure you fortify it.
Thank you.
And
Trying to make his bag not clink
Yeah.
as he walks.
He's like wearing all the
Don't look check for supplies.
Shifts his bag. Clink, 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 clink.
There's a secret door. I didn't go in though.
Back to town?
Yeah, good job.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Alright.
You guys start to make your way back in the direction of Naupa. And that is where we will stop.
Oh, keep playing, please.
After a couple of very successful but
Yeah.
surprising and
Fantastic battle.
Oh,
Just
I'm saying the DM put together some really cool fights.
Yeah.
split screen?
That's
Yeah.
I thought it'd be fun to
Those
kind of
were-
bounce back and forth a little bit.
That was very
That was
fun.
Cool.
That was very fun.
Painful.
You guys did a very good job with your planning and prep for the
That was the
attack.
first time I think a
Yeah.
combat plan went like
Pretty
to
smoothly,
plan.
yeah, it went pretty
Really
smoothly,
well.
honestly. I was
Yeah.
surprised.
There was a lot of fun physicality. Graven charging the guy off of the
that was
off of the staircase there.
Beezy has to choose between two.
Next week on the Beezy Bachelor.
Porque no los dos.
Porque no los dos. Sí.
I said, why choose between?
Yeah.
Oh!
Why not have both? is
Why
what
not
he
just
said.
have it
Pull
all
the
out?
old little pond.
Exactly.
I just unanchor the boat, like, sorry, we're just not gonna go.
Before I
It's like
forget,
it
Scholar
really
Grimer
to do after a
gifted
fight.
5 subs.
Oh, whoa!
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
very much.
So much.
I
That's
believe
awesome.
they've done that quite a few times now.
Thank you so
thank
much. That really means a lot to us, and we're happy to be here, entertaining, and we'll figure out what happens next. Can you believe the end of your first full day in Navikapura?
Two
Is it
combats.
though? Is it though?
Well, as
That's
you.
true.
Let us
I got
loose.
I gotta go
That
to
was like
rest.
4 episodes, didn't it?
That was
It was a while.
no 70, 71,
Was 70
2,
the
3,
first?
4.
6 episodes, day one.
This is 76, right? 70, 71,
We're
never getting to Finland
74,
for a
75,
ever.
76.
No.
70 was the
Don't you
first
dare say that.
Navikapura full episode, yeah.
6 episodes in one day.
7. Look at these thingies.
Wow.
Look
This
at my
many.
fingers.
Yeah.
Nice job, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
We'll be back next week, same time. See you then. Have a good night.
Bye.
Oh boy.